the wilds of Valandiir, our merry band of heroes had tangled with and been imprisoned by the Sheriff of Cobb, a nefarious and tyrannical orc, and sentenced to 2 months of hard labor in the local granite mine by the Reverend and Judge Elias Thanley. Serving their time in the mine proved less than desirable, but after a month of breaking rocks, the Crown Collectors proved ever crafty and astute in their digging. Mineral ore, precious gems, and even magical components were uncovered. And when tasked with excavating a mysterious chamber of note, they discovered a somewhat familiar occurrence in the form of a series of portals stacked on top of each other, reminiscent of their time in the Feywild. After battling another group of extra-dimensional beings, as well as befriending a platoon of Modrons from a mechanical plane, you were approached by the local guards to explain yourselves and the dizzying scene before you. That is where we pick up, right there, so keep your hit points. I think everybody's on the map right now, right? I'm sitting here trying to cover up this hole with rocks. But if you want to... Sorry?
I should see the splash page.
Oh, then that's because I didn't move y'all over yet. Oh, yeah, there you guys are. Not here. Where is the page that I'm on? Oh, I know. You are on the page that I'm on. Okay. So, you're approached by 4 heavily armored guards. They're all wearing kind of, if you could imagine, like almost like construction gear. There's like a half helmet where everyone wears, where it very much looks like a hard hat. And they're wearing like steel reinforced spring-bound armor that looks like it can absorb the falling of rocks, but it's also very protective. They each carry a weaponized looking pickaxe, and there are 4 different humanoids. There's 2 humans, what looks like a very hefty dwarf, and a half-orc. And they approach you all, and you are in this room, the 6 of you, surrounded by maybe 4 or 5 of these cyberpunky, fractal, multicolored humanoids that came out of the portal below, and also this... I'm sorry?
I thought in the last session that all the fractal folks like dissolved into dust.
Some of them dissolved into dust mostly, but there's also like remnants that you were able to, like half a torso and things like that, a couple legs, and where you're able to search their corpses. But I think we did have you search them.
Right, before they dissolved, yeah.
Yeah, and there is also this weird humanoid that's sitting right over here. And he is in the session content. You guys have seen him. He's covered in stab wounds as he was sort of chased up this hole by the fractal people, and they injured him so bad he died. And I believe you've searched him as well. So, these guards, they show up, they walk around the place, and they kind of look back at you. There is a wispy, tendril-like energy in the air right in the middle, emitting from this vertical beam, very faint beam of sort of magical energy with these little wispy tendrils of bluish white energy just kind of... And it's all like if you take the opacity and slide it all the way down, it's very faint. And the half-orc just kind of walks up and says, "What happened back here? Who are all these creatures down here? Explain yourselves, prisoners."
Okay. First off, I think we need to back up. I think we hit a gas pocket. I think that's what caused the explosion.
Okay. Make a deception check.
The light reflected off of Venus.
Yeah.
25.
25. All right. The guards immediately look at each other, and let's see, who's the farthest from the entrance? That would probably be Koza and Maven. I'm taking you guys on the map as you are. And so the guards instantly kind of back up and they kind of hustle you along like, all right, well, come on this way if we got a leak. Come on. I'm not going to have no dead prisoners on my watch. Let's go. Hustle up.
All right. So we just do that. We'll just kind of duck down, keeping my hand over my mouth like I'm trying to keep the gas out and just kind of shuffle out.
I want to make your roll performance so bad, but I think Kravish has got this. This is not even hard role play for him. All right, so yeah, Axton is going to. It looks like his wooden arm took a hit, and one of the gears is kind of loose, and it looks like half of his hand isn't working, so he's holding his arm with his other arm, and he's going to hustle out the room. What's everybody else doing? Are we moving?
Yeah, we're going.
All right. You are escorted.
Not sticking around here.
Yeah, you're escorted back into... Hold on. There we go. Back into this room. And there's no more... Oops. There are no more rocks on the floor in that area. I guess I can take those. Yeah. I mean, you guys find yourselves in this room, surrounded by the guards, and there are other prisoners now in this room. They're slowly filtering their way in. And you're going to see the guards, I guess, kind of keep everybody away from the entrance. And the guard's going to turn back to you, Kravish, and say, "What happened in there? We saw some blue light. That doesn't necessarily sound like a gas leak. What'd you see?"
Well, it was kind of hard to make out after the explosion, but I think we may have seen some figures. I'm not exactly sure. I was still trying to kind of round up the rest of my friends.
All right, well, so what did you see when you went in that room? You just saw people?
Honestly, I can't really explain what we saw. There was still some debris from the explosion, and from whatever was emanating down there was causing some mist and some distortion. But I think we saw a dead person laying in the very back. I think Koza mentioned something about that, but my ears were still really ringing for pretty bad from when things blew up.
A body, huh? And you didn't see anything else in it? Where'd the body come from? Was it new? Was it old? Send somebody in there. The gas be damned.
Couldn't tell you, man.
All right. He's going to, that 25 is going to roll along on your deception. I am going to have him roll an insight just because he's trying to figure out if you know if you know more, or you are, I've been rolling low all day. 6. Doesn't have that high of a intelligence. So, this half-orc guard is going to stay close to you, Kravish, and he's going to holler to his 2 of his guards to go in and his other guard to go back and bring more people. There is a halfling. So, like I said, this area now has prisoners sort of floating in and starting hacking at rocks and stuff over here and stuff like that. This halfling, he's a very, very short halfling. He's probably all of 2.5 feet tall. Almost gnomish in his height. He's got kind of a tattered vest, very dark skin. And he's got this very long, thin, braided, kind of like little tip of his chin goatee and black hair. And he's got a very small pickaxe in his hand with a chisel. And he's going to kind of walk backwards back towards Kravish. And he looks like he's just sort of inspecting a stone in his hand as he does. I'm going to have him roll sleight of hand. That's very good. That's a 19. And he is going to kind of whisper at you, Kravish, under his breath, but enough that your Dragonborn hearing can pick up. And he's just going to say, well. That was quite a scene there. Must say, I've seen a lot of things in my time, but the way you handed yourself in that chamber And handled the guards is quite respectable. Name's Nif.
I just kind of give a curt nod that, that I received what he said.
Yeah. And he's going to keep moving backwards, and the last thing he's going to say is, boss, I want to meet a fella like you. And he's going to kind of drift into the background. He's actually kind of like putting a rock in a nearby cart, and he's just going to kind of disappear into the darkness of the cave beyond.
And you said he was a guard or just one of the other prisoners?
He was just a fellow spelunker.
Okay.
Yep, and that was Nif, Niff.
Okay.
So by the time it takes about a half an hour for a force to arrive and start splitting off the. They take one look at the debris at the north side of this room from this ejected opening, and they're going to start inspecting it. There's not just guards there. There's also what look like, experts, engineers, and they're taking a look at this wreckage, and they're making their way into the room. You're gonna have what looks like somebody, most like a captain of the watch, just sort of show up. He's in similar kind of construction-y armor, but he's got a couple of red stripes on his shoulder, and he's got a little more ornate helmet. And he approaches you all, and you guys have been kind of kept in one place. And he's just kind of look at all of you and say, "So, it was you that went into that hole and came out. Go on, speak up now."
Yeah, that was us.
And he's going to kind of march between you all, and he's going to say, "I hear you encountered something inside."
Yes.
Yeah, not much really to speak of. A couple of bodies that were there when we got there.
He just got a natural 20 on insight. And he's just going to kind of look at you and narrow his eyes. And I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Six.
Yeah. So he kind of waves his hands to the right in a quick kind of semantic motion, and you right now understand that he is clocking that you're holding back on your information. He's not sure if you're lying or just lying by omission. And you certainly feel a sense now that if you tried to continue being deceptive, your voice would get stuck in your throat. And telling the truth feels much more comfortable, or just staying silent. You know that you can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for definitely like Maven and Baranor and maybe Koza, because you're all kind of feeling affected in this area.
Is this a charmed effect?
Let me see. I think it might be. Let me see. Hold on. See how it works.
I don't have many racial bonuses, but I do have that.
Okay. Charisma save.
Okay.
So,
Joy.
you know what,
The one
Kavish?
thing I
If
don't-
you want to add your mods to that, whatever that 6 was, or the base of that roll, you
That
can
would have
add
been that would have been a 12.
a 12. Yeah. Look,
Okay, so
not terrible, but
it is a charmed effect.
I don't think it counts. Doesn't say anything. The word charm doesn't come up in any of the wordage.
Okay. All right.
Just affected creature.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't score much higher.
Yeah.
Oh, he got to do a wisdom save.
Yeah.
It would have
that
been
was
much
my
better
bad.
for me. No, it's fine.
I forgot it was
Wouldn't have
charisma and not wisdom.
wouldn't have been much higher.
Yeah. So let's try again, Dragonborn. You entered the chamber. What did you see? There's a lot more in here. Looks like a lot of action. Some of you got some scrapes and bumps of your own, so it wasn't just observation. Tell me what you did. Tell me what you encountered. The way you're treated in this prison just may depend on.
I mean, I already told the other guards. I've already told like 3 sets of other guards what we saw.
Well, why don't you tell me? Because I'm here now. When you walked in there, what did you see? What did you do?
With all due respect, sir, we're all really tired. That explosion, you can kind of see we got some bumps and bangs from going on in there.
I see. Have it your way. Take them back to their cells. And the guards are going to lead you out. And you just hear, as you're marching away, this captain of the guard kind of shouting at his own guards and just saying, like, that was treacherous. He's hiding something. You are led back to your cell block.
Mm-hmm.
You're given leave to wander about the open cells and the small common area that connects all of you in this cell block. It seems like there are a few people here as well, maybe lame or injured in some way or sick. There's about maybe 20-30 people that fit in this cell block area. And you seem to be kind of the only really ones wandering around. Everyone else, there's like 2 or 3 people. They're all in their cells.
So who amongst us is banged up?
Axton is in, he's sitting at the table. And actually, you know what? Do I still have that? I do. Still have that map. What the hell? Just gotta get rid of the bad guy, because he's not there. So, yeah, you see Axton at the table, and he's kind of, fixing his arm. Axton he's only like to maybe 10 hit points away from full. I don't know about the rest of you guys. You guys can decide that. Who are we missing?
Me?
Hey, no damn Kravish. That's because you weren't here.
That's right. He came in later with a new outfit.
Yeah. Let me make you the right size. Yeah. How's everybody else doing on hit points?
Full.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Is
It's
anyone else? Does anyone need healing or anything?
Well, it's been about an hour, so you guys can go ahead and log a short rest if you want, or you can spend some spells. I'll have Axton roll his and see if he goes to full.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you guys are here for about an hour right now.
Are you pretty good?
Karish, don't you have something that can aid in a short rest?
Yeah, I mean, I could do a song of rest if it's necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll give everybody an extra D8 worth of hit points if anybody's using any hit dice.
Yeah.
Does that cost you a bardic inspiration or something?
No,
Axton's definitely going to.
Okay. Might as well.
6 plus his con. Yeah, Axton's up to full.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, also, during this time frame, I can also tell, well, it's pretty obvious the big guy's on to me.
He just suspects you were not saying something.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
Axton's going to lean back and just be like, "Holy shit, guys! Are we going to talk about this or what? Like, that was crazy and just like the thing that we saw back in place."
Mm-hmm.
How many more of these are we gonna have to deal with?
Who knows?
Or how much of that one is left. I mean, we could see there was still some kind of vapor, something emanating from it. So there may be some.
Right, but something is causing this.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 of these now in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, are they naturally occurring, or is there an outside force causing
There's something going on.
And why there?
I mean, the first one was in the forest.
And this one was in the middle of it was an air pocket in a cave.
Yeah. So, as far as we know, there's no rhyme or reason yet.
Not yet. You got any insight into this?
I'm going to roll Arcana to see if I would know, what causes this.
Okay. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna say while you're sort of discerning the unknown, all of you that hold magic power, as soon as that portal closed, you felt a drain on your arcane pool of energy, and now you feel it worse further away from this pocket of this cave that you've gone. There's definitely been a drop in arcane resonance that it just exists throughout the earth. But now it's like everything feels dry and like gritty and a little more uncomfortable from an arcane standpoint.
There was only
that's going to be
one.
a 26.
Oh, geez.
26. Good. What were you going to say?
I was saying there was only one exit and entrance to that cave, correct?
Make a perception check and I can roll it back. Retroactive.
All right.
Because you guys kind of went in, fought these creatures, talked to the Modrons a little, inspected the corpse, and then left.
Okay, 30.
30. Yeah, you'll know that you did see what looked like naturally occurring spider leg-like, tunnels that sort of move from in all directions, but you didn't see anything enter or leave, and the kind of natural dust in this room, you didn't see any footprints or any kind of recent movement or anything like that.
But all the tunnels leading out were not purposefully made.
It didn't appear to be. No, not with a 30 perception.
And what about
30 perception? You get what the frickin' rock was made of.
what about the first chamber, the one with the tracks?
Oh yeah, definitely intentional tunnels in all directions.
Okay. Okay. So there was
definitely,
but there was one entrance to that.
That's correct.
To that chamber, but then it went off different directions.
Yeah, I mean, Koza hit the wall. There was a tiny pinpoint of blue light, and then the wall exploded like you just popped a water balloon. And there's just a debris field and a tunnel into that pocket of the cave. Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying the previous cave had multiple directions going.
Correct. Okay. Correct. And you see people now, you saw people when you arrived, people walking in and out of those tunnels, not at a real great degree, but there's people moving throughout here.
Okay. I was trying to discern if the numbered tunnel only led to the portal, but it appears to lead to other places as well. We just happened to stumble across the portal. Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. So we can assume. Well, they were searching for something. We know that. With the 1801 chiseled out. I'm talking to the group here. Port to the tunnel that was, guarded and everything, and had 1801 crossed off. So we don't know that they were looking for the portal itself.
But they were actively looking for something.
They were looking for something. My initial thought was that the portal was what they were looking for. But could be just a happenstance that we found it.
So, if they come calling again, asking for more details,
which they probably will,
give it to them.
What can they do?
And
We-
Axton's gonna slap his wood arm on the table. Anything they want, Baranor.
No, I'm saying in regards to the portal. I'm assuming they want if the portal was what they wanted to find, and we're and it wasn't just a happy accident that we found that's what we happen to find. Most of it's closed. Do we think they can open it again?
Are we thinking they opened it themselves?
I mean, they can just go in there and see the damn portal, or what's left of it.
Do we think they're like tracking the portal? Like, are they moving? Like, trying to find the portal? Is that what they're doing? Like, I have no idea.
I don't know. This seemed a little above their pay grade.
It was really high on their pay grade.
Well, let me come back to you, Have you felt any kind of movement as far as like arcane energies? I mean, we've all of us that have employed magic have felt this magical radiance for some point, but you being the more strongly attuned to it, have you felt it move or change location or direction?
Well, Ken, I'm going to write you a quick message, but you can definitely tell that this one's different.
Also,
definitely different places that it was leading to, and this one was much more like powerful, but kind of like a candle burning at both ends. Like it was wild and unstable.
Also, I will point out that this is a town that hates magic, and we just came across a portal that amplifies magic as a byproduct.
Or maybe they just hate it in the sense that they only want certain people to exercise it.
Right, but I'm saying, like, are they searching for this magic so they can shut it down?
Good question. Good point.
Yeah.
All right, now we kind of drop Uno off back at his Arcana check.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's just kind of pacing, got his finger on his lip, kind of thinking to himself.
Yeah. Kind of off topic here. I'm trying to give the group a little bit of insight. Has anyone here seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie that had Blackbeard in it?
I did not see that one.
Okay, where it's like Penelope Cruz was his daughter, and they were trying to find the Fountain of Youth. No. Yes. No. Okay. Short story.
I know of its existence, but I haven't seen it.
I checked out after the end of the
beginning of the movie. They find one of the conquistadors that found it. He was like over 300 years old, So the Spanish are like, "Hey, we're gonna go find this thing," and the English are like, "Hey, we can't let the Spanish get this, so we're gonna hire fucking Johnny Depp, who has the map from the third movie." And so they go and they do this race to find it, essentially, and the Spanish are right there and whatnot. But they get there, and the Spanish don't want to actually use it. They just want to destroy it because only God can create immortality.
Oh, wow.
And so this is a heathen, pagan god thing.
That's not fair. Motherless heathens.
Right. So we found a source of magic that these people don't like magic. They're trying They're trying to destroy that source of magic. Maybe not on our plane of existence.
Well, then we inadvertently helped them out.
Yeah, I know.
Ken, I don't know if you're trying to talk, but you're muted, bud. You've been muted this whole time.
I'm seeing kind of what I know to myself.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are kind of left here for the next couple hours. I will say all of you do remember the idea of, time being different in the Feywild, and, just kind of sitting here recalling everything. And you definitely all feel the similarity in this occurrence to your first experience with it. I gotta go. So Noah was not here last session, so I have to go through some things that he found while he was mining, and you guys all kind of found some little trinkets and knickknacks while you were in the mine. So, Koza, you just need to roll a couple of d20s, and we'll see what occurred during this first month.
All right. How many? Because I'll just roll them all at once.
3.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Rapid.
It's rapid fire
A
round.
3, a 7, and a 6.
Okay.
Those are actually good.
Oh,
Alright.
good.
Yeah, the lower.
So the 3. The 3. So if let's see here. I don't know if anybody found this one, but I'm gonna post it anyway. Let's see. I bet if I go to session content, it'll show if it's there or not. Oh yeah. If you look at the dull green crystals up there, after Axton showing his arm,
Yep.
with the little bit of gold running through it, you found some of that. So go ahead and roll a 2d8. Let's see how much they're worth.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. You said 2d8?
Yes, sir.
Session content.
Why did it roll twice?
You roll 2d8 to 7.
Yeah.
I believe those are the same that I found. I'm not sure.
So that
My mouth
little
is just
hunk
being-
of crystal with gold veins running through it is worth 15 gold. Pretty decent find. Your second
Pretty cool.
roll. Your second roll was so what you found. I think found this, although it's not. It's in the little. Yeah. All right. Let me put it up there. It's a vein of purple glowing ore. And you actually found this while you were mining with because he also found one. And he decided not to touch it, if I remember correctly. He was like, I'm all set.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Here. That's what that looked like.
Session content again, so I don't remember what I got for that.
You're go ahead.
I had it written down.
I remember I got a heaping load of jack shit, but
Yeah, I remember writing it down. I just can't find the paper where I wrote it down.
Kravish, I think you found the little orange.
I did.
Yeah, that they're a pretty crystal, and they also are a component for Fireball.
Right. I remember those.
So, Noah, what was your third roll?
My third roll.
6.
Yeah, your third
the
D20.
D20?
Yeah.
It's 376.
Okay.
It's right there on.
I thought you got a higher number on the third, but no, that's perfect.
Nope.
You found at some point a vein of silver worth 5d6 gold. So go ahead and roll 5d6.
5d6, jeez.
Yeah. Now the question is, would you have turned any of this into
that
the
only roll
guards?
5? Why did that roll 6? That's not what I
They're
clicked.
guards.
We'll take that 2, 1, and 5. So you found a little vein of silver worth about 8 gold. Not bad. I'll say that it was definitely small enough that you could hide it if you wanted to, and you guys aren't like regularly patted down and searched. So, what would you say you did with
how
the
much-
vein of glowing ore?
What vein of glowing ore?
So you found a cluster of crystals worth some gold.
Right.
You just found some silver, and your second
Worth
thing you
how
found
much?
was this. It was worth 8 gold, the silver. And you also found this weird purple glowing ore behind a rock face that you kind of carved away.
Okay.
So, what are you doing with that?
Well, am I able to chip chunks out of it, or is it?
It's like trying to chip chunks of gold ore from a vein. Like, you could bring the rocks around it, or you could try to individually chip it away. It doesn't seem very easily malleable.
Okay. Can I try and chip like a gold coin sized worth chunk of it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like just something little that I can take somewhere to get identified?
Yeah. You've got
Or
a
just
little
to
golf
have.
ball geode of this stuff in your pocket.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna say the next, these guards stop by one more time this evening before lights out. But some of your fellow prisoners had filtered in by then, and they just kind of repeat the same questions, like, "Are you sure you didn't see anything else?" Stuff like that. And very interesting, guys.
We didn't finish up on our conversation. What deduced? Did he tell us anything about that? And I also proposed, it's like, okay, well, if they're gonna come calling again, what do we do when that happens? We never really completed that discussion. So I asked the group again, if they come calling, which we know they will.
Everyone's so quiet today.
I know. Do we stick with the same story? Do we stick with the same Sergeant Schultz routine, or do we actually give them something?
I say we give them something because they won't be able to do anything with the information.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah, I agree.
They
And
probably can't reset it.
Some of the portal's gone.
Okay.
Okay. So we give them a little something to tide them over so that they don't think that we're still lying about it.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Hey,
maybe say we found something else.
We were in shock, guys.
There was an explosion,
just went through
obviously.
We didn't see anything. It happened too fast.
We've never been through anything
We saw
worse than
one
that
group of
before.
weird-looking people fight another group of weird-looking people, and as one group of weird-looking people got thrown back into the portal, it got smaller.
Yeah.
And then it went away.
Does anyone really believe anyone when they say they've been abducted by aliens or they've seen aliens?
No.
Hey, they wanted the truth. Here it is.
The truth is out there, okay?
Yeah.
It is out there.
It is out there.
Okay. Well, we got that settled. Was
Yeah.
there anything else that you needed to or felt willing to impart?
I pretty much shared what I know.
Okay, cool.
Inside check.
Jeez.
I'm kidding.
Maybe.
That would be metagaming if I did that, so I'm not going to do that.
We're just assuming.
Okay, now we can move on.
So, the guards, they come back. Is there anything you want to add? I can just count all of that as what you relay to them.
I think so. I think that would pretty much count.
Yeah. I'm going to have Mr. Captain of the Guard roll another insight. Oh, natural 1. What the hell? That's so weird.
Polar opposites.
Polar opposites. He knew exactly that you were lying through your teeth, and now he's like, what? I forgot what I asked you.
That's
These
the
are not the
craziest
droids
story
you're
I've
looking
ever
for.
heard. It has to be
Yeah.
right.
He has no idea what a lie even is. Everyone tells the truth.
What droids?
Yeah. So, I'm going to say you guys have about a week to yourselves as you're sort of left alone, so to speak, by the guards. They seem to be sated on what you've said. Is there anything anybody would like to do or say? You guys are definitely coming in contact with people who are curious about these people that, you're talked about. You guys are not legend, but there's a lot of people passing a lot of speculation about this group of people who all arrived to the mine. Like, everyone knows that you arrived at the mine at the same time. They know you're not from Cobb. They don't exactly know that you're adventurers unless you've shown that off to people. But yeah, this week of people approaching you, like, let's go down the list here. Baranor, what would you say you've done for a week while also being kind of whispered about and approached by certain people? There are thieves here. You're able to communicate through cant.
Sure. The first thing I want to do is check out my blade.
Check out your blade?
Yes.
Okay.
Which
Which one?
Not cursed blade he got from.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
the non-cursed blade.
So what would you like to do to research this blade? Because this is not a city where you can just go to a magic shop or a weaponsmith.
Okay, can I not, like, sense it thing, or I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Are you proficient in arcane?
I am not.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I'll give you this. I'll say
Okay.
you've been handling it. You're a knife guy.
Sure. Thank you for saying
What? You're
you're a nice guy too.
Get out. Get out right now.
I know.
It's a rather small kind of throwing knife. It's made of kind of very finely. It's almost like it was flaked from obsidian, but instead of there being little tiny chips along the edge to give it that serrated edge, a very either lucky kind of formation of the obsidian or a really good kind of work knifesmith flaked this edge onto this knife with like one movement. So it's very smooth and continuous. It's a little warbled a little bit, but it's a good straight knife, about 6 inches long in total, and you feel like you could throw it and it would hit with really good accuracy. It's very comfortable in the hand. It's just that when you touch it, your hand feels a little tight, and there's kind of a cold sensation to the skin around your hand that's holding it. And when you put it on your belt, to kind of hide it from the guards, you could feel that cold, sick feeling, almost like your skin is a little dry in that area. And then when you remove it from your body, that feeling goes away immediately.
Okay. I get that image that I saw before every time I touched it, though, or was that only one time?
It's every time.
Every time.
It's not like painful or unbearable or anything. You don't. You haven't heard voices or anything like that since you've gotten it.
Sure.
You haven't had visions. Yeah. No Tony speaking in your ear, telling you to do things.
Yeah. It hasn't told me to, kill any of the party.
Nope.
Yep, okay.
Nope.
Okay. Good.
You still feel pretty good about these people.
Okay. Cool. Second thing I want to do is ask Kervish what was up with that. You say his name was Nif?
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling him it was like nothing that much. He sounded like he was kind of on to us and actually gave a little slight nod of appreciation to how we handle ourselves.
I wonder if that's our mysterious tapping friend.
That I do not know.
Okay. Well, keep an ear out for him.
Will do.
Other than that, just kind of the guards are kind of high profile on us right now. So other than that, trying to stay a little bit on the low side for the rest of the time. Joe?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll say that you, like I said before, you do encounter people flashing cans at you.
Anything interesting?
Yeah. Safety. There, you get directed to kind of a this guy kind of flashes you a hand signal and then points down a shaft.
Mm.
And like I said, you would imagine that every thieves guild has its own kind of like accent or dialect of thieves can, especially hand signals. Those feel very regional. So
Right. I noticed that in town too. So
yeah, but there's like there's still kind of a recognition of the base movements where you're able to kind of get what they're saying to the point where you understand them as if they were kind of speaking like cavemen. But you know, if you were from here, you would make more sense of the afflection. And this guy points down a shaft and flashes you, a signal of safety. And just kind of ducking into the corner of this shaft, you do find a place that looks like you could kind of duck in behind a rock and under like an under tunnel, and you can hide there if you needed to. You also find a little stash of weaponry down here.
how big is this hidey hole? Just big enough for one person or multiple people?
One guy.
One guy. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a little stash of weaponry. There's also a rolled map.
Oh. Can I take a look at the map and kind of memorize it, ranger style?
You do see that the way it's rolled, there is an image that's been written between the end of one side of the map and the rest of the roll. So like when it's rolled up properly, this image can be seen, and
Right.
it just looks like a it kind of looks like two lines downward, like the number 11, but they taper and then they extend out again, almost like an hourglass. And you see a struck line under it with a number that's written in a language you don't understand. Okay, and
A number?
when you unfurl the map, yeah,
Okay.
you can
All
tell
right.
it's some kind of like, okay, it's kind of like, like the Crazy 88s
Sure.
from The Bride, or excuse me, from Kill Bill. Yeah, so like there's like a number associated with like a group name.
Okay. Gotcha.
But the rest of it you don't really comprehend. So it's a random two-digit number. You don't really understand what's going on with it. But you unfurl it, and it is a section of the mine.
Okay.
And it's pretty much, I would say it's a good third of the mine's inner working tunnels. And there are little thieves' little spots marked all over the place. Some are weapons, some are tools, some are pieces of information of note, like guard shift rotations and people on the guard payroll that you can trust, and that they can trust. And there's also a couple of question marks in a few of these shafts that end in kind of like a dotted line, like either they don't know what's there or they have questions about it. But there is also an assortment of daggers.
Okay. I'll leave the weaponry for now.
Okay.
But make note of that spot. I'd like to, like I said, kind of study the map as long as I can safely do so, and
Sure.
take as much in as I can.
Right. So, you do meet a couple of people as well. They only one of the people you encounter gives you his name.
Okay.
Neither one of them are Nif. Okay, you find a Cedric, and he is a tall, lanky, red-haired, kind of very very lithe human. You don't catch the name of the other fella.
What does he look like? Or
the other guy, he's just kind of a kind of a dumpy, sort of portly dwarf, and they both look to be in about middle age, maybe early middle age.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's very introductory, like, hey, I noticed the cut of your jib. We're in the life too, kind of thing,
Sure. All right. Making contacts, making friends.
Yeah.
Making copies.
Making pancakes.
That too.
There are no bacon pancakes in the mine galley.
God damn it.
So sorry.
Prestidigitation is like a first level cantrip,
Sure.
right? Yeah,
Sure.
You can make it taste like it, right? Does that change tastes?
I guess for an hour. Does that taste change in your memory after an hour? I don't know.
I don't know. You know.
I can make something taste like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone in the entire world of D&D should take a level in Wizard first, so they learn just at least that.
Yeah.
It seems like a very helpful spell, and it costs nothing. But yeah, you guys eat fake bacon pancakes for this week. Kravish, you do encounter several people. Unless you want to stay reserved for this week, what would you say you were kind of the vibe you were putting out during this week of time?
I think I'm going to try to play things a little more reserved. I mean, I'll still be sociable. I'll still talk to people, but I don't think I'm going out of my way to kind of glad hand.
You reserved?
I know it's going to be a real stretch. One thing that I do know that I want to find is Fink. Because because I want to talk to him. When we looted the folks, we got these various little mechaniques, these little mechanical or electronic devices that were on their body.
Yeah.
I want to get his opinion on what he thinks about them.
Well, Fink is easy to find. He's not in your cell block.
Right.
But he does frequent this kind of chain of shafts in the western side of the mine, where I think it was Axton and Baranor first encountered him at the beginning of your time here. And that's kind of where he is most of the time, because he's able to climb the walls and mine higher. And he has kind of for the time being, he's got kind of a little area where he's been working the last few weeks. So yeah, he's got his wooden spider-like arms that sort of keep him elevated on the wall. And he kind of sees you approach, and he's got two of his other arms with these massive hammers and chisels. He's working this wall.
Okay. So yeah, so I it's like I'm sure he's aware that we had a little bit of excitement out in the 1801 tunnel.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. What happened? Sounded exciting.
Yeah, that is definitely a word that can be used. I'm afraid I can't go into too much detail for everyone's safety.
All right.
Yeah, but I do tell them that we did encounter some very unusual appearing creatures who appeared to be mechanically based.
And he kind of as you say, mechanically based, he just kind of stops what he's doing. He doesn't crane around and stare at you, but you've definitely broken his concentration. And he just kind of continues working. He's like, mechanical qualities, eh?
Yeah. and was hoping to get your particular expertise and insight on some acquisitions during that encounter.
Aha. And he's at this point, he's going to, I'm just going to put this in the chat for Baranor. At this point, he kind of stops what he's doing. You hear him kind of huff and puff. Well, let's take a look at what you've got there, Sonny. And he's going to crane down and look at these objects that you're holding, and he's going to stop dead in his tracks. Like, his movement of his legs stops. He looks at them and he goes, My. Well, those sure are interesting specimens you've got there. Where did you say you acquired these?
And I tell him briefly that they were found on some of the mechanical life forms that we just kind of came across them. But these were... You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. I just simply tell him that, I really can't go into too much detail, but I will tell you that these were found on some of their persons.
Some of their persons. Well, and he's going to take one, and he's got these, like, large, thick spectacles, and he's going to kind of twist a little knob on one of them, and you see 3 of these concentric lenses sort of flip out in front of his right eye. And they're different colors, and you see another little knob on the other side, and he flips it out, and it doesn't look like it's holding a lens, but it does look like half a frame sort of flips out, and he pushes a button on it, and this like mist just sort of emits from the frame itself and forms like this mist lens in front of his left eye, and he's gonna kind of grab these objects, and they kind of look like, unless I'm misremembering, they kind of have like an astrolabe kind of a look to them. They have discs that spin, and there's like this very soft glowing light. They're not very big. They're about the size of maybe a silver dollar or a half dollar. There's also a couple of little cylinders made of this sort of blued metal with straight lines that are like engraved in the side, and those have a slight neon multicolored glow to them, and the end of it twists, and as you twist the end of it, this spinning kind of rod it comes out of the other end with all kinds of like textured detail. You're not exactly sure what any of its function is. He kind of takes it in his hand, and he's, he kind of looks around, and there's like 4 other people in here. He's like, let us retire to somewhere a little more bright.
Absolutely.
He's going to lead you further into the tunnel. It's about a 5-foot wide passageway for about 25 feet. It bends right, and he takes you into a larger chamber, and in the corner is his workshop.
Okay.
He's kind of set himself up in here. There's an assortment of tools. Some of them look pretty intricate. You haven't seen anything like this in the mine the whole time you've been here as far as tools, but he has an arrangement of fine detailed tools that he can use. There's little files, little pinchers, and little screwdrivers, and little picks and chisels, and all kinds of assortment, almost like a thieves' tool kind of assortment here. But there's stuff that Baranor doesn't recognize. It's all very technical, and it looks like all of them are used. There's not a speck of dust on anything in here, really. And there's just this wall above his desk, above his workbench, this wall of dangling, like, wood appendages of different shapes and sizes. There's what looks like a kind of a set of large legs with sort of a strap harness. And he just kind of scales the wall, and he picks an attachment from the wall and replaces one of his wooden legs on his back with this large claw that looks like it can grab. And he puts a certain tool on the end of it, and it spins around, and he comes back down, and he starts working with these objects that you've given him. There's like, I don't know, did I say how many? Is there like 5?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and they're all kind of. There's three of them that look similar. These little coins with kind of buttons and bubbles and spinning discs and things. And then there's these cylindrical objects. And he just kind of goes over and he's like, "Well, it's definitely magical. I can tell you that. This one in particular." And you see him with one of the kind of the astrolabe. He spins it around, and the rim of this object just kind of glows briefly, and then you can feel it kind of separate. And he's like, "I haven't worked this one out yet, but there's definitely a clockwork mechanism inside, and if you get the right combination, it may open. Maybe there's something inside of it. But there's definitely magical energies emanating from these things." And he's like, "I'm going to need some time with them to really study them. Do you want to leave them with me?"
I can.
And Axton's going to kind of like lean on the bench, and he's just going to say, "I just want to say that and he's kind of whispering to you with his back to Fink, who's working on them, and he's like, "I just want to say that I trust this guy. He hooked me up with my arm, so my vote is to let him look at him."
He did give you a hand.
He really gave you a hand. You're walking.
Someone else make the joke.
Both of you.
I made the joke first.
Both of you can go fuck yourselves, okay?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
That's love right there.
Oh
That
yeah.
was the
No
worst.
kidding.
The worst.
So, yeah.
He's gonna
So
busy
we're
himself with tinkering.
He's going to go gradually forget we're even there.
Kind of. Definitely for like 10 minutes. He's just kind of bury his face in these objects. The rest of the shop is kind of an assortment of gemstones that, well, not gemstones, an assortment of rocks, some of which appear a little fancier than others. It looks like there's a polishing machine with like this big grinding wheel. Yeah, what was that guy's name in that movie?
Goon.
Dune, yeah. Goon was awesome.
He was. I finished my nap.
Saves the day. The nerd saves the day, as it should be.
As
But yeah,
it should be.
He's busy here. The rest of the room is, like I said, he looks like he works on polishing stones, shaping them. There's actually a stone vase in here that looks like he could have shaped out of solid granite, and it has a deep green glowing plant in it. Some of you have seen this plant in the mine. It looks like it's some kind of fungus, so I shouldn't say plant, but it grows in very, very dark conditions, and usually in small little handful bunches. But this is a big bunch, about the size of a beach ball. And it looks like he's kind of been allowed some agency here with what he can kind of accomplish on his own devices. He is a gnome. You all kind of know gnomes to be crafty and industrious.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yep.
I didn't know if there was a question in there.
I'm just giving you the room.
Gotcha.
I'm going to say Axton is definitely just kind of staring up at the wall of arms and legs and looking at his own, and kind of, you can see him just sort of imagining something.
Great.
We're going to have he's going to make an exoskeleton. He's going to be Timberman.
So, Kravish, that was just one day of the week.
Yeah.
We'll say we'll save that for the end. We'll say that was the end of the week as far as getting these items checked out. You are approached by a couple of people like Baranor is. They all seem very interested to hear what you have to say about not just the incident, but also yourselves and your travels. I'll say that you're loquacious enough in the population of prisoners to know that there is some unrest amongst the administration of the mine. Word has gotten out that something was found, but there's anger that is associated with the result. And all of the guards seem a little on edge, and they're quick to pull out their weapons and discipline people publicly. Whips and beatings with clubs. And at the end, towards the end of the week, it seems to kind of die down. But there was definitely a flash in the pan of tension amongst the mine and its guard, its guard population against the rest of the prison people. So.
Okay.
You do also hear the name Race, as far as the one in charge, the one that kind of runs things. Sorry?
We've heard that name before.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just commenting for the group.
He seems to be someone to be feared, respected, but also listened to and followed.
We haven't met him yet, though, right?
No.
Nobody. Okay.
You have not.
Okay.
Let's see. So for that week, Koza.
Yes.
What would you say that Koza is up to, as you guys are no longer, for this week, you're not working together mostly. You guys have been kind of split off to different mine shafts to do your work. What would you say Koza's interest was?
I would say he's definitely looking for more, valuable ore. More of those crystals, maybe.
Yeah, roll a d20. Sorry, I just stepped on you.
If it'll actually roll what I click this time.
Okie dokie. 4. Dang, rolling good.
All right.
Kravish was right. The lower you roll in this chart, the better off you are.
Yeah, we figured that out last.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Let's see.
I rolled several 16s, and so I had some boring days.
Yeah, it's not fun to roll above a 15 on this thing. So, but a 4. Did anybody get these? I don't think so. It's a cluster of cloudy blue crystals. Let me see. I don't think. Nope. Nobody's seen this stuff yet. And Kravish, I'll let you roll too. It's only fair. I'll get to everyone. Don't worry. Yeah. Cloudy blue crystals. So roll 3d4, Koza.
Okay.
Ooh. You too found some silver. I think you found silver last time.
I think I did.
Or no, sorry, a 7? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not silver. That's the strange vein of glowing purple ore. And who found it? Koza?
Yes.
Just in your wanderings around the prison, and kind of you get the feeling that no one wants to buy this purple ore. So you can't really assess its value.
Okay.
And Kravish, you find a little bit of it too.
Do we understand why they're not buying it?
Let's see here. Yeah. I'll say that, are you showing it off to people?
Well, no,
So far,
you're saying
only Koza's encountered it, that kept it.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, you're saying no one wants to buy it. Because, we've... kind of what's the term? Put out feelers about it.
Okay.
And is it like a revulsion from it, or is it like a no, we won't touch that stuff? Just
like bad juju or what?
Yeah. What is their aversion to it?
Well, there's people that call it reganite.
Reganite.
And it is a kind of an arcane based material. However, it's almost like toxic waste. It's the remnant of an arcane event, and where, the sludge of that energy drains and hardens and becomes this very dimly glowing purple ore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say anybody who holds it that is able to use magic, it doesn't feel good to hold.
Anyone else want the uranium rod?
I'll say for Koza for the week, you don't feel any physical effects from having this in your inventory, but you do feel good to take it out of your pocket and stow it somewhere in your cell. Definitely feels better to do that.
Now, was that the same?
That's what. Sorry, go ahead.
Was that the same for me with my 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You feel it. You don't feel that same drain that you did when the portals closed. This is more of an arcane sort of bummer. If that makes any sense.
Uh-huh.
It's just you do feel better putting it down and not holding it. But nobody, if you ask around, they call it reganite. People find it sometimes, especially closer towards 1801. And nobody feels good holding it, so nobody really wants to buy it. It's hard to find a value to it.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty.
I'd say it's fair to say that nobody complained of any physical ailments while holding it. It's just a kind of a letdown. Koza, what else would you like to do in this mine besides mining?
I think that's about it, really.
No spiritual stuff or anything?
No prayers to deities or...
I'm over here druidcraft fucking graffitiing all over the place. So.
Well, maybe every time it's like a particularly rough day, I'll just say a little prayer to help me get through the day.
Man, we in prison. Every day's a hard day.
Well, Maven.
Yes.
You can go ahead and give me a D20 roll.
Okie dokie.
Let's see.
15.
15. Boo.
I know. I hate the boring ones.
All right, 15. During your, 5 days that you put in for work, you get into a couple of scuffles with a couple of larger prisoners. It doesn't require too much convincing to leave you alone. You definitely bruise some egos and break some ribs and jaws.
That's a 5-day work week.
Yeah. You do hear some echoes down a mine shaft where there's nobody down there.
Mm-hmm.
Creating kind of an eerily repetitive noise. Do you wish to investigate?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception. Oh, 19. Sometimes I have to be... I rolled a 12. Okay.
So, I would say you have a a monk ability like that's what is it, starburst or fireburst or whatever you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a divine. Yeah, it's a divine magic. Radiant sunburst, right? So it's a divine magic that you're using. So you're not completely divorced from arcane feelings, as you do draw from your religion, and it does kind of empower you to in combat. So the draw around here has felt diminished, but not. You're having a hard time connecting with that energy because you're just so far down underground, and your your religion deals with the sun. Doesn't do well underground. But this echo that you encounter is really kind of creepy. There is a almost distant voice, and it seems like when you're approaching the source down this very dark part of the mine, and there's lots of places you guys have found that are kind of abandoned in this mine. It's a very kind of ant colony spread out with little spider-like tendrils to chambers here and there. Everything's connected like Swiss cheese, and there's definitely places in the mine that's more abandoned than others. Sometimes you're sent to work somewhere, and it's like you feel like nobody's been here in years. And that's where this echo is taking you. And every time you get to where you think it is, it feels far away again. You definitely travel maybe 60, 70 feet down this shaft until the air starts to chill. So I'll say you enter this pitch black, thank God you have night vision, pitch black chamber. And you don't encounter, there's no creatures, just this echoey voice that you're following until you reach this cold spot. Do you continue?
Yes.
All right. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Fucking white people.
Hey, Jack. We are the white people, okay? And say things like Shark Week is the best week of the year. So, 17.
She wants to go diving with sharks.
Oh, so bad. 17.
Yeah. You feel a ethereal presence pressing into your mind. Something is here, although you're not sure what it is. You've encountered ghosts before, a couple times, I think. So these don't feel like specters or ghosts or ghouls or any kind of spirit. It feels like a spiritual echo, though. There's definitely a longing and sad energy. And as you delve further into this mine shaft, you find that there are bones at the bottom where you kind of can't go any further. Humanoid bones, rib cages, skulls, femurs, fib and tibs, pelvises. No complete skeletons, just bones in the bottom of this shaft. That does go straight down. And I'll say it goes straight down. You find these bones scattered all over the place, but the shaft goes deeper. And you can kind of see that it ends at the bottom with just an immense pile of bones.
Okay. Awesome. Love that.
And, yeah.
But I can't, see any kind of, creature or anything. I just can kind of...
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Oh, not as good. 12.
12. What bones? There's no bones down here. I mean, you held them in your hand. You felt the different ages that they were by how porous the bones were. Some of them felt downright fossilized. You held them. You held a young humanoid skull in your hand for a moment before dropping it, but there's nothing here. There's no bones on the ground at the bottom of that pit beneath you. There's no bones on the flat parts surrounding you. And you don't hear that echo any longer.
Okay. I'm going to slowly make my way back the way I came. Now I'm getting a little freaked out.
Yeah, you scale the rocks back to, it takes you a good 5 minutes of kind of like at this point you've got like a hurried skipping, running through, that feeling of I need to get out of here or I'll die. That a child would feel of the darkness. And it chases you out, that feeling. But you don't encounter any creature. Nothing claws at your back as you retreat. And it's not long before you find yourself back in the shaft that you were working. With just this ominous feeling about you pick up your hammer and there's just this, as you look back, there's this ominous feeling because the tunnel, just like before, it just disappears into darkness, even with dark vision.
Great. Love that. Damn.
Is there anything else you'd like to do during this week?
I would like to do...
No, go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead. I want to see what you have to say.
Grab some brain bleach.
Freaks the fuck out a little bit, yeah. Tell everybody about what happened. See if they have any idea, if they think I'm just fucking crazy. Like...
Axton kind of leans in during lunch one day. You're not crazy. I've come across tunnels like that too. This place is really big, and I get the feeling that really old. Like, I don't know, Cobb doesn't seem like a really ancient town, but yet there's places in this mine that seem way older than others. Does anybody else get that?
I certainly do.
Yeah, I get that too.
I just age old.
Crazy. I would also like to spend some time meditating as much, not like continuously all the time, but like more often than normal.
Yeah. It's a strange sensation to be this far underground. So far away from the sun. It's not very, it doesn't feel very familiar to you to be underground this much. You do kind of like being outside, being able to see the sun. It's very, very dark here a lot. There is plenty of light, depending on where you are. Torches, sconces, chandeliers in the common areas with candles, But for the most part, this place it's very shadowy, both in aesthetic and attitude. You do get yourself kind of up against people every now and then who are unsavory. I mean, you're all in a prison. You're not going to find an entire population of happy-go-lucky, good-natured Samaritans. There's some bad people down here. But no, you've sort of already, for the past month, built a reputation as someone who can handle herself, and you don't feel like constantly threatened. Although there are people here that will kind of bump into you every now and then to sort of push that envelope. You've had to fight a couple of times. But there are places that you're able to sort of find to be alone and meditate and contemplate your time, your existence. Try to make a connection through the stone to the power that guides you and the bright spot in the sky that you always look to. You find yourself craning upward, searching for it mentally, and in some way finding a light that you can follow. You also are approached by people that seem to know about you. To your chagrin, I'm sure.
Yes.
Attention is never your strong suit.
I'll politely smile and nod.
And one character in particular, this very tall, pale-skinned humanoid, possibly human. He does wear a kind of a low hood, but you see this tuft of red hair spill out over his eyes, kind of cover his face. He walks with a smaller gentleman, kind of raggedy clothes, but both of them are covered in tattoos, these little kind of symbols all over their hands. And they kind of approach you, and at some point you hear them whisper under their breath, "The boss would like to meet you, as well as your loud dragonborn friend."
The perfect description.
Okay.
And you see one of them kind of keeping watch while the tall gentleman he's like facing the wall. He's doing a very bad job of like hiding that he's talking to you.
Okay.
Do you have any others with you?
Several.
Good. Bring them as well.
Where and who am I talking to?
You see the portly guy spin around. He's like, "You forgot to tell her where." He's like, "Oh, right. Damn." He's around, but officially, his office is at the center of the mine.
Okay.
You've heard of Race.
Yes.
That's who he is.
Okie doke. And when did we want to do this? Because getting like 5 or 6 of us together is not always the easiest thing to do at the same time.
Just talk to your friends. Tell them we mean you no harm. But he'd like to meet people like you, and we may be able to arrange special detail.
Okay. What's your name?
Let's not go with names just yet. And you hear the fatter looking guy. He's got kind of like balding head, big puffy mustache, and he's just like, "Quit being an asshole, Cedric."
Okay. Perfect.
And he's just like, "I told you not to use my name."
Having been around the Marquis and Baranor for a while now, I'm just like, are you kidding? You got newbies.
You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, either new or like
real hard.
Either new or definitely small time. Like, it doesn't seem like they're trusted with anything really nefarious or important. But, yeah.
What are you saying? We're not nefarious or important?
Well, they don't seem nefarious or important for sure. At least the taller guy. He looks like he's in try-hard mode to appear intimidating and mysterious. And it's not really working on you for sure.
Definitely not. Okay. At some point, I will relay that to the group, including the bungled kind of absolutely the new guy kind of situation that they got going on with each other. Right. So that we're all aware that while we're going to see the boss, the ones he sent to talk to us were brand spanking new, so they're not super...
Definitely not the A-team.
No.
Definitely not his A-team.
2 more things I want to do. 1, I want to see if I can feel any connection to to Sunny at all? Because just definitely going to be getting worried about that.
I'll say that at some point during this week, you took duty on like an upper level. You were assigned to help maintain some of the clockwork as far as like the elevator system that kind of brings things in and out of the mine, because there is no like staircase down to this level from the surface. It's all done through these lowered and raised platforms that kind of are all connected by huge, immense pulley systems at the top of like this cave entrance, of the mine, and cranes bringing things down. So when you're closer to the surface, you do feel a very cursory familiarity with his aura, and you're not sure where he is. You're not sure if he feels you, but you definitely know that he's alive.
Okay, that's good. Step 1.
It's been a month and a week.
Ugh. Okay, cool. And then the other thing I want to do is have a private conversation with Kravish, because if I had said alone time, I would have gotten wolf whistled. So.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Have a private conversation. Nothing too crazy or important.
Do you want a private conversation in the Whispers channel? Or do you want to have this in front of everybody and it's just in game between? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's literally like it's literally just going to be like, this is crazy. I hate it here. I can't keep doing this. Being underground like this is not for me.
Not for me either. Not for any of us.
Just having a whole, like, trying not to freak out kind of moment.
Yeah.
And then talk about the, when I did the initial meditation, or when I had the vision, shall we say, of the master of the monk people, and talk about that, and then it's mostly just like she wants to have like private time with her person. Do you know what I mean? And not like
of course.
that. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you and Kravish kind of find a quiet place within the mine that is actually, sort of an unused section where everyone just like throws refuse. It's this immense deep pit. You've heard about it. You've heard about its use, its purpose, its dimensions. It's not bottomless. It's just a big hole that ends about 60 feet down into darkness, and it has kind of a cliff's edge where you can sit on the end of it, or sit on the edge of it, rather.
Okay, that's everything that I wanted to get done.
Okay. You've got a week. Is there anything you'd like to accomplish?
No, Yuno's gonna try to just keep his head down. I might search out some more like magical, not magical item, but like magical, component rocks and things like that. Now that I kind of know what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make a D20 for me. Let's see what you find. Everyone gets find a little something.
11.
Hopefully. 11. Oh, your pickaxe suffers minor damage, resulting in a slightly less efficient mining process. It's just one of those things. You grabbed an older tool for the day, and it kind of annoys you because it kind of it just sort of works barely all day, and then at the end of the day, right when you're about to turn in your equipment, it kind of breaks. So you got to carry like 3 pieces of this pickaxe back to the crate. However, if you give me an investigation check, we'll see if you can source materials that aren't readily available.
That'll be 23.
23. Yeah, you're able to find, there's people here that know how to get things. And in trade, I'll say it's going to cost you 3 gold worth of stuff you've already found. But you're able to find, we'll say, 3 levels of spells worth of components, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And some of it's mineral, some of it is in, liquid form, or some of it's just outright spell components you're able to come across. And so at the end of the day, you're all kind of gathered in the common area, share your experiences of this week, and the night comes to an end. You guys are kind of really tired. Some of you had really strenuous work to do in this mine.
You mean Kravish actually did work?
Hell yeah, Kravish, you actually broke one of your nails. How do you like that?
It's hard work looking this beautiful, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your clothes suffer, unfortunately, but it's all part of the game.
All part of yep.
But you all arrive to the next day. You guys are kind of given a chance to sort of choose your own assignment today, and you're sort of left to your own devices. What would you guys like to do?
Do we want to go meet the guy?
Yeah, let's go meet the guy.
Let's go meet the dude.
Let's go see the guy.
I thought the invitation was for Maven and Garish only.
No.
Oh, no, it was for all of us.
Okay.
For all of us, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
He
Are
said
there
bring
more
all
like
of your
you?
friends.
A lot. Several. Let's go.
Let's go meet the guy.
Stay around here.
Go meet the head honcho man.
Let's go meet the
dude.
dude.
The dude.
The dude abides.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
I know.
All right.
She's never seen the movie.
This is the asshole in charge.
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go do the thing.
So you arrive at the mines, sort of, and doesn't take long for you to find it. You guys have never been to kind of the administrative central hub of the prison. You were first brought here when you first arrived. You were given instruction, but it was just by kind of like a step up from a normal guard, kind of a person, someone who receives new prisoners, things like that. And you're brought before a door made of just stone blocks, and this guard just sort of stops you as you approach and is like, "What business do you have? Get to work."
We're coming at personal invitation of Race.
And you see him kind of look at the guard on the to his right, and he's like, "Do you have an appointment? You're saying Race personally invited you to his office."
We were asked to come speak with him.
All right. And you see the one guard kind of harumph a little and spin around, and he pulls this lever on the side of this stone face, and that stone brick doorway they were guarding. He pulls this lever down, and you see a kind of a yellow light sort of shine between the cracks of the door, and it just sort of spins in place. Doesn't open like a door, it just sort of spins and allows passage behind it. Go right on inside then.
Thank you.
chamber inside is a more of a hallway that splits off into a couple different directions. And as you pass through, you're greeted by two more guards. And they just sort of kind of give you a once-over and turn and escort you down the hall. Now, the hallway breaks off into a couple different directions on the sides. And it looks like there are smaller chambers that line this hallway. You see people in there. Looks like they're poring through scrolls. Some of them have, big hunks of granite on large benches or tables in the middle of the rooms, scrutinizing them with wands and going over them with consulting tomes, things like that. Until you reach what looks like a long hallway to your left, lined with doorways. Sorry,
a question. Do we, with all of the magic use going on, do we feel a difference?
And what would you mean? Do you mean more of a magical presence?
Yes.
You definitely. I mean, you're not an arcane sensor. So it's not like you can detect when something is magic or not. That's more.
Right. I'm just meaning, do we feel like a surge in energy? Do we feel a little more rejuvenated than previously?
Really.
No.
Yeah, not really. It seems pretty uniform throughout the entire mine. That arcane concentration has, since you had your fight with the extra dimensional people, it's been slightly diminished throughout the entire mine, and you don't feel any different here.
Okay.
You're brought to a doorway, and to left and right, it looks like there are long hallways with doors lining that hallway, and you can see guards coming in and out of those doorways. Some of them are suiting up their armor, some of them are sheathing their sword, and you definitely feel like this is maybe the barracks of the guards. And there is a large arched wooden doorway that they stop at and open the door, and one of the guards goes in, and the other guard just kind of looks at you and kind of whispers, "If I were you, I would mind your manners while you're in there. Race is not someone to be messed with in a joking way. Just be on your best behavior, understand?"
Understood.
And just as the other guard arrives, you see him flash a hand signal. And it's very subtle. Really only Baranor, and I think Yuno has really great perception, so does Axton. And
my passive perception is a 20.
Yeah. I mean, you catch it. It's just like a wave of his pinky and ring finger in like a weird rhythm. And Baranor, you recognize it sort of as there's not a lot of information in it. It's more of just a very simple greeting.
Okay. All right. And he's directing it at who?
You're not sure who. He just kind of does it as the other guy shows up. Like, he does it so quick, and you kind of catch it out of the corner of your eye. It's only because you're looking at him that you see it. So, not sure who to, but, I mean, kind of, sort of, generally to everybody. Maven doesn't pick up on it. Koza doesn't pick up on it. Axton wasn't looking at his hands. He didn't see it. It's really just Baranor, Kravish, and maybe Yuno.
And it's just a thing of greeting.
Just kind of a, like a feeler, you could say. Just throwing a feeler out there a little bit. Just like an acknowledgement that you maybe are in the life.
All right, I will subtly also make the similar hand signal.
Okay. Not sure if he sees it because his eyes are forward. But
aren't they towards us? Wait, I'm confused.
As the second person returns, this guy just flashes that signal, and by the time you look up at his eyes, he's looking forward. So he's looking and he towers above all of you. He's kind of in a formation, I guess.
Okay.
Standing at attention, for sure.
Is there a wall nearby? Are we moving, or are we just standing?
You're standing in front of another doorway that the other guard has returned from.
Okay. Could I be close to a wall or something?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna subtly tap out an acknowledgement of some sort.
Okay.
In
kind of using that tapping thieves' cant you've been encountering.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll. It seems pretty second nature to you at this point to do something like that.
All right.
The other guard approaches the archway and holds the door open. There is a dim glow from within. And he just says, "Go right on in. Race will see you now."
Okay.
And it looks like he approached and left the door open just as you finished your little tap, so you're not sure if he heard it.
Sure.
The doorway lies before you. Axton's going to kind of motion forward, kind of following everybody's lead. Inside is what looks like several desks, and the whole room looks like it's kind of an L shape. And there are several desks with a couple people at those desks scratching on parchment with quills, consulting tomes, and you do see what look like tools hanging from the rafters, as well as some weapons. Some of these weapons are quite exotic. You see one that looks very reminiscent of Koza's moonglaive, although instead of a moon, it's kind of a twisty snake made out of bronze. You see crossbows hanging from their handles, from hooks. You round the corner, and you see what looks like a hearth at the back and a large desk. And leaning up against the table with his back to you, you see a large silhouette. From behind that silhouette, you hear a deep voice. "So, these are the ruffians that showed up a month ago. These are the ones that gave the sheriff a run for his money. Haven't had many adventurers in the mine before." And then you see him kind of stand up straight, and he has these two great points on top of his head that extend out like horns. Huge, puffy mane of hair, perhaps, and just bulging muscles of what looks like a sleeveless shirt. "I say it's high time we met these adventurers from far away. I heard you made that sheriff bleed. I'd say it's worth meeting someone who could do that." And he's going to slowly turn around, his arms folded. And what you thought were horns are these very tall, cat-like ears. And you see this. A lion's face surrounded by a mane of deep red hair. A large braided beard of red hair hangs beneath his chin. His eyes ringed in black with large red stripes that streak across his fur. An immense 7.5-foot lion folk stands before you. "Name's Race. I run this here mine. So, what should I address y'all as?"
Individually or collectively?
And he kind of looks at one of his guards. He's like, "I like it when they show up nervous." And he approaches you, Kravish, and he's a little taller than you, which is not something you're used to seeing. He just kind of approaches, and you can feel as he gets closer, this warmth just kind of radiate from his body the closer he gets. It's not like, it's not like a flame or anything, but you just feel this energy emanating from him. He looks down at you over his crossed arms and his great big yellow eyes with tiny little dot pupils, looks down at you and just says, "Why don't we start with you?"
Well met. I personally go by Kravish, and as a group, we are known as the Crown Collectors.
He just kind of cranes his head left and right. He's like, "Crown Collectors, so you're one of those groups that go by a name, huh?"
Yes.
Well, Crown Collectors, Kravish, I've heard things. I've heard tell of travelers from far away who started some trouble up on the surface, found their way here. I've also heard of those same new people having some kind of incident in the mine, something to do with the arcane forces. That wouldn't be you, would it?
Actually, yes, it would.
Well, there's a lot of hullabaloo up top talking about this arcane disturbance. A lot of people asking a lot of questions. I don't really make time for the arcane myself. I'm much more of an up-close person, kind of person. Kind of what found my way down here. And as he's talking to you, he's kind of pacing, and he kind of like turns his head and regards you, and just for a moment, those of you who are proficient in perception and have really good passive wisdom, you notice that Race is wearing something. It's just under his mane, behind his beard. You catch just a glimpse of it, but it reminds all of you of something you all now possess. Race is wearing a collar.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Good to know for later.
Does it have a little silver tag on it?
A jingle bell.
Little bell.
Yeah.
It's not visible enough to fully inspect.
There you go.
He's gonna have the guard step out of his. Now his like desk area is also separated by a door, but it's currently open. He's gonna have his guard step out, and he's gonna shut the door behind him. He's gonna say, "Well, I gotta tell you, for all the time that I've been here, I've never seen those up top so interested in a mine shaft before." He's gonna kind of hover around Baranor at this point and just kind of look down at you. And he's a little reminiscent of Al-Shari, the cat folk that you fought and bedded back in Dane and Rathburn, respectively. Although he's much more lion-like, less cat-like.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks down his mane at you. So, you found yourself tangling with the sheriff up top. Some of us also found ourselves at the end of his gun. Some of us are a little better in our situation than others, and, well, let's just say strength rules down here. And I've been able to sequester myself as an administrator of sorts. But I get the feeling that y'all ain't bad folk. It doesn't take much to set off the ire of the sheriff. More often than not, outsiders find their way into trouble. Find themselves with a collar and a new lease on life in the mines. I have here an order to increase everyone's sentence by 4 months. And you see him kind of slap his hand down on his desk, where there's a piece of parchment. There's people down here that, well, I'd say they deserve it. Folks down here that don't. But whatever happened in that cave that you encountered has got the administration up top. Well, it's got them downright furious. So I guess my question to you is, can you be trusted? Can you be trusted to tell you what I think about all this?
Absolutely.
All right.
What's in it for us? What's the catch?
I'm not staying down here for 4 more months, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll break out without you at this point.
it seems like after your time in the cave, something happened, and, well, those above were, well, they've been looking for something. I'm sure you probably figured all that out in your time here. I'm one of those folks that, well, I've been here so long that, well, it's hard to think about being anywhere else. I've got influence here, and I'm able to kind of keep the peace and make sure that those that are sent down here in an unjust way, well, they don't suffer unduly. You see, some of the guards are mine. Some of the guards are, well, they're his. It's a neat little dance we do, keeping power here, losing power there. I do my best to, well, make sure that people get to serve their time in peace and then leave. I hear you all are capable folk. Some of y'all are able to, well, protect yourselves. And he kind of leans over Baranor and just says, despite the fact that y'all ain't allowed to have any weapons. And he moves on.
Mm-hmm.
I just stare defiantly up at him.
Defiantly?
Defiantly.
I was just waiting for who?
Who, me? And, yeah, he just kind of shifts back over to this paper on his desk. Well, ever since y'all did what you did, they've been in a hurry to have the output increase. Now, what they do with the granite once we offload it, I can't say. But it doesn't seem like they need the rocks. They're making everybody spread out, open up new sections of the mine. Almost like because of what happened, they want to look faster, farther. I mean, you keep your secrets if you wish, but you got any idea what they're looking for?
Okay. Based on what he's talking about, can I insight? Do I feel like this guy can be trusted?
Yeah, roll insight. Everybody, I would say, everybody deserves to roll insight right now.
Passive's a 20. Do you want me to roll in case I crit?
Yeah.
Even better, 29.
Wow. Okay.
18 total for me.
Everyone is suspicious to you. Even your party members.
Doesn't trust his own mother.
and not for nothing, the shadow on the wall is a little shifty right now. No, he seems as warm internally as he is externally. I'll say that you feel a kindred spirit in him, Baranor. In his kind of, you feel a facade that he puts out. Not necessarily a facade of emotion, but of loyalty. Seems like you get the feeling like he's towing the line and being the inside man. But he's got Thieves' Cant written all over the inside of his office.
Okay.
On scraps of paper, on notches in the wall, the frame of the door. Nothing advertising like, hey, there's treasure here, but it's like, in Thieves' Cant, there's like orders and people that he can trust, and you wouldn't really notice it because it's all sort of hidden by scratches and claw marks, because he's got big old lion claws, and you get the feeling like that he's not actually who he puts out there, especially when you first arrived. He was very authoritative, and now at this point definitely feels like he's speaking in much more hushed tones.
Right. It's a facade.
Facade.
Just a plain, simple tailor. Got it.
Just a man trying to make his way through the universe.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I get that same vibe.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely do. Even a little bit on Maven. I didn't get one from Koza, I don't think. Maven, you're intimidated by this guy to the point where you believe anything he says.
Okay, love that.
He's large.
He's a big dude. Big guy.
I'm sorry, what am I rolling?
You're rolling to see if your character dies instantly.
So am I just rolling a d20?
Nope.
You're rolling an insight check.
Insight check. Did you miss all of that?
I had gone to the bathroom briefly.
Because it just leaves and comes back.
I was totally following along, but just in case, can you start back at the beginning?
It's basically just to see if this guy is on the level. If he seems... He's definitely surrounded by guards. He's in charge, but he's also kind of on the down low with how he really is. He feels like... I guess you get the sense he feels like he can trust you. And if someone trusts you, it feels easy to trust them, I guess. Or easier. With a 14, I mean, he seems pretty upfront and honest with how what he's saying to you, and things that he's talking about. And, he just kind of regards this parchment on his desk and just says, so I guess the question is do I give these orders to extend everyone's sentence with no explanation? They're definitely looking for something now, even harder than they were before. If it even exists. So I'll say again, do you know what they're looking for?
We have a really strong idea. And I will go ahead and explain in far more advanced detail what we saw in that cave.
Huh.
Can Baranor do like a check around the room, making sure there's nothing like no hidden panels or anything that look obvious enough for like spying?
Like a scry stone?
No. Well, maybe, but like, a painting on the wall that has its eye holes missing or something along those lines.
There are no paintings in this room.
Right. But you know what I'm trying to say, like, just a courtesy kind of.
There's a wax ear mounted to the wall with a little string dangling down into another room.
Yeah, there's a suit of armor over there that has a pair of eyes that just appear out of nowhere.
I got a question. Are you moving around the room, or are you just looking?
No, I'm just looking.
I'll say that there's nothing in this room that looks like it's been enchanted. Nothing is moving other than the flickering of some torch sconces. There are a couple sets of armor, but they're all the same, and they're hanging from like a rack. They're not like on a mannequin.
Okay.
And you really don't see anything that would indicate that there's some kind of a listening device or scrying device. You've seen a couple of those, although you're not terribly versed in that. But I'd say your passive perception is enough to kind of read the room. It's a very practical, kind of jailer's boss kind of office.
Okay.
You see a couple of books on his desk on that look like they're fake. Like maybe they're not there. They don't have pages. Maybe they've got something in them. You've seen that used before, but hard to tell without breaking into them what they are.
Okay.
Race is going to continue sort of pacing the room, and he's got this long, very long, longer than a cat folk that you've encountered before, very long tail with sort of this tuft of red hair at the end that whips behind him like a sweeping dragon's tail almost. It's interesting. And he just... Go ahead.
Nothing.
Yeah, he just kind of paces the room and continues sort of connecting with you a little bit. I don't like the looks of the way the sheriff's guards look at the prisoners anymore. They've gotten harsh. They're expecting results. I'm expected to produce them. And he just kind of looks at all of you and sweeps his mane away to where you can clearly see this brown leather collar. And he says, "Frankly, I'm sick of wearing this."
Yeah, I mean, you kind of give a nod, a commiserating nod, like, yeah, you do.
They trusted me with running the mine because they know I can get things done and keep the riffraff from killing each other. Frankly, I'd rather be topside. So what do we say we either help them find what they're looking for, or end that tyranny once and for all? It's just gonna get worse from here on in. I gotta make a decision.
We're all about ending tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say let's do it.
I mean, so in.
Insights. Do we think that he's telling us the truth?
You can.
Or is
you got a 6.
No, I got that was my.
That was a D8. Oh, what was yours then? No, 12?
8. 12 plus 8. Yeah, 12 plus 6, 18.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he seems genuine. He seems like he believes what he's saying. And you also I'll say that definitely Kravish and Baranor, you get the sense that he's nervous telling you this because it's like he's giving up a lot by discussing this with you, and you can feel that trust like waver in the silences.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, we're all about ending some tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
We've, as you well know, we've met inmates down here, imprisoned for long periods of time for relatively minor offenses or things that you really wouldn't consider punishable.
You want to know my theory? I think this whole mine is just a way to get them, or a way for us to work for them, finding whatever it is they're looking for.
I think that's spot on.
Well, I'd say starting a war is probably not a great idea. They have the power to, well, neutralize magic, and you, as he says that, you remember what it's like wearing those manacles and how they just restrict magic almost altogether. You also get the feeling that, or you remember that your cells back in the holding cell of the jail, you were powerless. And you also remember the sheriff having a wand that he pointed at you guys like a pistol. And when he aimed it at the ground, none of you could use magic.
Yeah, they must be already in possession of some pretty insane power to be able to neutralize magic that deftly and on that kind of scale.
I'd say so.
Any ideas or theories on how they come by it or what that source may be?
Well, I do know that they've had mages kind of work in the mines and set up fields. Not exactly sure how. Not exactly sure how powerful. But limiters, so to speak, that kind of keep you from being able to use certain levels of magic. But they can't quench it completely. There's some folks that will abuse that, cast a firebolt or a witch bolt or something like that around, but, well, the prison population can't have violence, so we have to discipline them. And I'd do the same to you if you started trouble like that.
Good to know.
But as far as what power they wrought, what source that is, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, other question. When we were walking in, we saw a lot of folks poring over a lot of different things with like wands and such. What are they doing?
Well, this place, this whole mine is basically just a big hunk of granite, right?
Yeah.
Well, have you ever experienced or heard of a granite mine producing 17 different types of crystals and veins of gold and silver and other substances?
No.
No. Seems like everywhere you turn around here, there's a shiny little pretty rock that you can pocket, I'm sure. And it kind of gives you all an up and down.
I like my pretty rocks.
Yeah.
Some pink ones.
So,
well, those are the, those are the think tank people and the smarties that come down here with their research materials to kind of figure out, what's so special about this mine. All we know is that there was, up until a week ago, an immense magical attraction or source. I've heard them smarties call it a fane.
A week ago, you say?
Yeah, my ears perk up at the word fane because I remember hearing that word.
Yes.
You do?
I have it in my notes somewhere too.
Any idea what that means?
Well, Best I can make out is it's a concentration of magical energy, somewhat natural, or maybe not natural, but it's been around so long that it's as old as everything around it.
Yeah, we kind of got the impression that it meant like a magical, like a puddle, if you would.
Magical puddle. Sounds repugnant.
Indeed. So
well, that's all I know about it anyway.
Yeah. We keep mentioning the higher ups. Is the sheriff the only higher up? Does this go as high as the mayor?
Well, we don't have a mayor.
The reverend.
Oh, the reverend. I'd say so. Have y'all ever met the reverend before? Besides being past judgment, of course.
That's about the most of it. He did break up the fisticuffs, and, well, he did, keep me from dying.
I'm sure he did. I have no doubt the Reverend is at some kind of level of authority on this. I mean, he owns half the town, and he's the one who employs the sheriff. Although it seems like the sheriff calls the shots. Not exactly sure on that power dynamic.
Yeah. So it seems like they're looking for some big magical emanation or source. And it also looks like that us, by not knowing it, seemingly thwarted their plans in finding it.
Well, they're certainly angry now, that's for sure.
Evident, yeah. That whole trying to stop an alien invasion thing.
Well, it's not exactly such a simple situation as just running a mutiny. I mean, they've got weapons that none of us could ever hope to match, not with the restrictions on some of our more powered members of the prison population.
Yeah. But we are working on some ways to level that field.
I'm all ears. You see his very tall, too tall for a lion, very tall ears kind of twitch in your direction.
Okay. And so, I mean, I'm sure he's well aware of the gnome Fink with his tinkering expertise.
Oh, yeah. Fink's great. He makes all kinds of wonderful contraptions. Mostly
Indeed.
Keeps to himself, but
as we motion towards Axton's arm.
Yeah, and Axton has a new mechanism on his arm. It looks like his knuckles have been reinforced with like little steel plates, and all of his joints look like they've got kind of extra cog work that's now covered up by a lattice of bars. And he just his arm literally spins around 360 degrees. He's like, yeah, this thing works great.
Yeah. So, we did find some additional mechaniques in the area there, and he's currently trying to reverse engineer them. What advantage that may give us, no telling.
No telling if he's willing to help, neither. Never seemed like the warrior type.
No, but I can definitely tell that he has no love for the sheriff.
He's not alone there. You won't find many people here who have love for the sheriff, including me.
And at least we know we have a common aim.
And a common enemy. And as he says that, you see him kind of look up at, it's like a wooden sculpture up on a mantle. It looks like a maneless lion standing upright. It's very simple. There's not a lot of detail, but you get the little round ears on top of the head, you get the wide muzzle, the flat triangular nose.
Relative to yours?
He kind of looks at it again, then looks down. You could say that. Well, I'd say we've got common goals. I certainly, well, I can't ask the population to extend their stay with no reason. That just to me sounds like welcoming an infinite prison sentence. It's obvious to me they just will work all of y'all to death until you find what they're looking for, if it can even be found.
So what do we do from here?
You get back to work. Keep your mining. And when I've got a better situation of the temperament of the administration, I'll put my people on contacting you. We can't expect everyone in the mine to fight. I'm sure you've seen the state of everyone here. They work
Which I'm sure is by design.
But I've got a couple guards under my umbrella. With your help, maybe we can get a few more.
Sure thing. But
All right,
now you just want us to just don't do anything?
Do your jobs, break your rocks, go to sleep, eat your food, break your rocks. I'll have something for you the next few days.
Will do.
All right, crown collectors, y'all behave now. And he opens his door, and you're met by the same guard that flashed you that sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you're escorted out of his office, back towards his wing, the guard kind of leaves you at the entrance to, his sort of office building kind of cave. And he kind of puts a finger to his temple, like, kind of like thinking. And he looks at Baranor, and you see his pinky rise up and drop back down real quick, as a way of saying, gift. He's flashing into symbol for gift, like I've got a gift for you, or I've left a gift for you, not exactly sure which. And another set of guards, and he straightens up immediately, and it's like he's a different person when these other guards arrive. He's not looking at you. He actually starts to back up a little bit, hold his glaive, or his pickaxe, in a very military way. The other guards arrive and bring you back to your cell.
Cell?
Cells.
I know.
No, it cut you off, babe.
Oh, I said I look around my cell? Question mark.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what. We can get to what y'all find in your cells after we take a short break.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Burn up. 4:30. We'll call that 4:35. So 15 from then would be 4:50.
50.
We'll be back here and we'll see what you guys got.
Okie dokie.
See you soon.
Okie dokie. See you in a little bit. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Everybody's here.
We are.
So, you guys are brought back to your cell block. And I'm going to say that outwardly, nothing appears out of the usual. The ordinary.
Okay.
Obviously, you're all very curious on what you have in your cell, so let's get a perception check or an investigation check from everybody. I will say, because it's relevant, that you're not locked in your cells, you're brought to your cell block. So you guys can kind of wander in and out of each other's cells if need be, or if you want.
I will also guidance myself. Oh, come on. And we'll psychic knack just to be on. Oh my. Ah. 20, after all that, 21.
All right. That's not terrible, though. You know, stumbles across his little package. I mean, you turn around to look for it, and it's like right under your bed. However, let's get one from Koza.
Hang on, my mouse is being all screwy. Because the battery's almost dead, so I gotta fight it.
Well, Maven and Baranor, everybody. And that's because.
Oh my gosh, click it.
I'll do one for Axton as well.
Click it. Uh-oh. Damn it.
Which one is he better in? I think he's better in...
Not that one.
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
why won't it click it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why are you doing persuasion?
I don't know. Why is it doing persuasion? That's not what I'm
Because
clicking.
you're clicking persuasion, that's why.
No, I'm clicking perception.
Oh, really? Try it again.
Click.
I mean, they have P's.
There we go. Jesus.
Wow. Way to off-the-cuff roll really, really high. I really should keep... I mean, you've rolled 2 19s in a row, so I'm going to take the 19 and just... You can add your perception mod to it. Whatever that was. 19 plus whatever.
Plus 3, it looks like.
Yeah, I usually end up... Even if you roll the wrong stat, I usually keep the first roll and just add the proper mod. Alright. So, I think everybody... except for... Well, what did I get? I got a 29. Jesus. Okay. I'll say this. Baranor, you're not impressed with their hiding abilities. You get the feeling that Cedric was in charge of this. Because your little packages are not very well hidden, as much as you'd expect from some kind of an underground sort of pseudo ancillary thieves guild kind of organization. You haven't really met anybody that's like, hey, we are a thieves guild, or you haven't seen anything like that. It's much more of just a secretive community that doesn't wish to be found out by the guards. And race seems to be at the head of it. However, you all find what looks like a wrapped package in some kind of burlap and string. Yeah. And we'll start with Baranor. Baranor, you find a very nice set. Not like luxury quality, but a very well-made and well-used set of thieves' tools. You also find 2...
You're muted, Steph.
What's that?
Steph's trying to say something.
Oh, Steph's muted.
Still can't hear you.
I was telling you, Thomas, that if you were
I
talking,
can't hear
nobody
with these
could hear
headphones
you.
on.
You know what, sir? Don't make me crazy.
All right. Kravish.
Yo.
Okay, well, what you find is a very well-detailed, complete map of the mine.
No.
there's a lot of twists and turns and tunnels that you didn't know were there, because while you have all kind of explored the mine, you've got you had pretty much like a general knowledge of the main tunnel systems, but this is like a very detailed map. It also shows you how certain sections of the mine are connected by secret tunnels, things like that. There are portions of the mine that are labeled as being kind of weak and weak against, susceptible to collapse. So it's not just a geographical map. It's also it kind of gives you an idea on which, if you had to run, which ones you should take and which ones you should probably just avoid.
Got it.
There is a section of the map that is labeled timber storage, and there is a new note on the chamber the tunnel that connects the timber storage room to the rest of the mine. This tunnel is crossed out, and a note with collapse is written next to it.
Oh, the thing we heard about. Ember.
Mm-hmm.
You also find there is a quill and a roll of parchment, and the quill itself has a very faint glowing ring around the base of it.
Okay.
Koza, there is a pouch inside of your wrapped linen.
Okay.
And you look inside, and there are what look like buttons, and a little note that describes these as anti-magic bombs. Throw these where you want magic to work.
Oh.
But be smart, they don't last long.
Neat.
There's also a very tasty and delicious smelling plug of beef jerky in this package for you. Maven, you find what looks like a very highly polished brass key.
Ooh. Piece of the kingdom.
And just because you've been paying attention, it looks like it's the same size that would fit your cells. It's the same size that would fit like the different barricade doors that separate, different parts of the mine. It's at least the same size as those holes.
Gotcha.
And
awesome.
You find a what looks like a small book, and you open it, and it's several pages of spell scrolls that are folded up. You are both relieved and horrified because they are your spells. They have been ripped out of your spell book.
Oh,
that's gonna hurt if somebody.
Damn.
I was like, why horrified? Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Now, fortunately, you guys know the spell mending, so they're well within a foot in length. So if you were to place them in your book, you could probably reattach them. But your skin crawls at the idea that someone's been through your book and ripped pages out. However, they are usable. So the spell Fireball is now available to you. I don't think... Let's see here. I don't think Magic Missile... I think it's at a first level spell. I think. Yeah, magic missile is there as well. So is Misty Step. And I will give you one 4th level spell of your choice.
Spell is called Cry because you destroyed my spell book.
Yeah. You're definitely probably going to want to have words of whoever did that. I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. Hell of a disguise.
I'm sure there's some good that can come of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry if that triggered. Okay. I understand.
It's his life's work.
I mean, thank God for mending. That's all I can say. Thank God for mending. Axton finds what looks
Severed
like
hand.
Oh my God. No. It's been a month, man. You know how bad that would look? Axton shows up and he's like, my cell smells.
Yeah.
Like, really bad. No. Axton finds
Who said it was his hand?
just a random hand in his cell.
Yeah.
No.
You know how like the Mr. Handy sewed like the different colored finger onto Lucy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That would be an extremely weird, out-of-place gift.
Yeah.
No severed hand. Axton shares with you all that he has a very handsome set of brass knuckles. And he's actually going to give these to Maven. He's like, I think you could probably get more use out of these than me.
I love them. Very excited. Okay.
Yep, they got like spikes on the knuckles too, like they're pretty brutal looking.
Okay. They're so cool. She's so excited.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can add a D4 to any unarmed strike that you land.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't require attunement or anything because they're not magical. They're extraordinarily dangerous. So they add a little extra damage.
Got it.
Yeah. And as a bonus to I meant to give this to Baranor. You are also given not a complete list because as it's explained to you, or as it was explained to you, some of the guards are races, some of the guards are not. So you're gonna get a his own guards like rotation schedule, so that you know when they're working and where they're working.
Got it. Copy that.
Yeah. Is there anything anybody would like to do this evening?
Do I recognize any names?
Yeah, Cedric's on it.
Okay, Cedric's on it. Got it.
Yeah, you do know that the last time he encountered you guys, he was dressed down, but he is a guard.
Okay.
Yeah. For the next 2 weeks, he's going to be working the East Wing mostly.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of look at this will and parchment set a little bit, trying to figure out what it does.
Okay. It's, like I said, it's a very clean white quill with a black pen end. And at the base of it, like maybe an inch from the tip, is just this very faint yellow glowing ring that's sort of always alight. It's very dim, though. It's not like it could light anything up.
Gotcha.
And, I mean, the parchment is it's like a scroll, and you write on it, and, You write hello, and it writes hello. And then after like 10, 15 seconds, it disappears.
Okay.
And as you're all kind of checking out your various merchandise, Kravish, you kind of walk by your bunk and you notice that piece of parchment. It says hello again.
Okay. Nice way to help deliver a secret missive. All right, cool.
If it's all right, Baranor's going to take a look at the map and see, kind of compare it to what he remembers from the map that he found in the little hidey hole.
Yeah. Yeah. The hidey hole map is much more detailed from a thieves' perspective. The complete mine map is much more geographically complete. The little map you found in the hidey hole is not a complete map of the mine. It's like from
it was just a portion.
Yeah, it was a portion of it, and none of the like caches or notes as far as places to go are on the complete map. So you'd have to kind of overlay or copy information from one to another if you wanted it all in one place.
Okay. Well, I know what the little map said, or at least remembered it, and I'm just going to keep that up in Baranor's noggin. Okay. But kind of just compare it, and kind of note what's different from this map to the other one.
All right. Why don't you give me just a general intelligence check?
Oh no! Why intelligence? That's not good.
Because you never get to roll it, and I like to have people roll stuff they don't get to roll.
There's a reason I don't roll this. 12.
12. That's a save. Yeah, I just want a general intelligence check. All you gotta do is click your.
Well, wouldn't it be the same?
Would it? I guess it would.
I don't have any modifier. It's I have a 14 intelligence, so.
Yeah, because this is a difference between this and this. Yeah,
I understand that.
I
but
think it is the same, though. I don't think there's a difference.
I'm not proficient with intelligence saving throws, so it would be the same.
Well, a 12 is good. It's not great. So I'll say that you have a decent recollection of the small map, and when you look at the complete map, you are able to at least get the finer or the general points of interest. But there's some that you'd have to refer to. It's whatever it is. You have both maps at your disposal. I suppose looking at one is a little more convenient than looking at the other, but not by much.
I also have my Outlander Wanderer feat, which is you have an excellent memory of maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and shelter. That one doesn't really apply for here, but
I'll say that, you have a pretty... You take a look at Kravish's map, and you're able to commit it to memory. Okay. No problem. I'm not going to make you roll to find certain wings of the mine anymore. You pretty much know where you're going.
Okay.
The thieves map is a little more complicated.
Yeah. And for security's sake of the caches that are there, I'm not going to add it to the actual physical map. So.
Okay. Kind of keep it close to the chest.
Well, just as a security precaution in case the map falls into the wrong hands.
Okay. So the night comes to the approach of a close. You all kind of get yourselves a bowl of brown stew at the end of the night, congregate at the central table.
What's this one tasting like,
Like elderberries.
Yeah.
Roast duck. I can cast prestidigitation as well.
Oh, yeah. Really?
So, you guys are eating, like, this nasty, snotty slop. But as soon as it crosses your lips, it's like, oh. Like, it doesn't have... Here's the thing. I will grant you that you can make this slimy slop in your bowl. You can make it taste like filet mignon, but it doesn't feel like filet mignon.
Tasty wheat.
Yeah. So it's basically like eating a bowl of raw eggs, but it tastes like pizza.
Well, it all spins.
Yeah, no doubt. It's probably better than tasting what it really tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't make you roll a con save. And the night approaches, comes, and passes. No dreams tonight. You're more eager on kind of keeping your heads down and waiting, I suppose. A couple days pass. And it's not until 3 or 4 days later that you're all given group work. They're kind of grouping people up by cell block. So there's you, all 6 of you, plus like 8 other people that you guys kind of have not gotten to know because you kind of keep to yourselves, but are somewhat familiar with. And you're all brought to this very deep part of the mine, to a fresh section. You've all been chosen to take part in the expansion of this mine. However, those of you, like I said, with magical inclination, you feel even more distant from the source of magic that was once here, which is now gone. You even feel further from it. It's even emptier here.
Lovely.
Yes, not the most exciting place in the world. It's all very, very dark. There's no torches. Every geological formation here is natural. It looks like you guys might be the first down. You passed by quote-unquote civilization, 1,000 feet ago through twisting tunnels and eventually, because there's hollows built all throughout this mine. It's like a natural kind of, like I said, like an ant colony type structure underground that you guys have been carving away at, and this place has been relatively untouched. So I will need a d20 roll from everybody. Please.
Everybody.
Let's go. That's a D100. There we go.
Wow. Okay. Really?
What we get?
Now a natural 20.
Oh,
Thanks.
And I both rolled a natural 1.
no kidding. All right.
Oh my god.
Teens.
Okay, so Yuno and Kravish, you guys are kind of next to each other. Both
good.
of you, and mind you, you guys have 0 supervision. You guys got dropped off way high above you, and you guys kind of had to crawl I'm not going to make you roll athletics, but you guys had to kind of crawl your way further down where you were told to stop and start mining. And Yuno and Kravish, together, you uncover a large gold ore vein. So I need you both to roll 2d12. I'm going to determine whether you guys could even carry this out of here.
2d12.
Yeah, 2d12 from both of you. Roll that and hold on to that number. I'm going to get to the rest of you. Noah, Koza was mining, and Yeah, you're able to kind of dislodge something. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Raven rolled a 13 also.
A 13 also?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I would like a dexterity save from you, although I have high hopes.
Damn it.
You never know. You never know.
I got a natural 1.
Okay.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
So you kind of were hanging on a wall, and you accidentally hit your pickaxe to the stalactite that you were holding on to, and it cracked enough where you lost your footing, and you fell 30 feet.
Ow.
So...
Is my poor back okay?
Oh, we're going to find out. Because that's 3d6.
The only thing good is your pride.
And maybe my spinal column.
And maybe your thoracic vertebrae.
Okay, you take 16 points of fall damage.
Jesus.
You're lucky you didn't fall on a stalagmite. That would have been very bad.
Jesus Christ.
And mind you, there's no flat ground here. Like, it's all natural formation, so there's no, like, real great footing. So, yeah, you all watch Koza, like, crash into the ground beneath you.
Just take this huge
into the pitch
spill.
blackness. It's
I want to
pitch
know the
black in
asshole
this
who
place.
named those. Like, why'd you have to name them stalactite and stalagmite?
Well, stalactite hang from the ceiling, and stalagmite might reach the ceiling. That's how I was taught anyway.
Okay, why can't it?
Stalactite has to hang on tight and a stalagmite.
Why can't it be like lava and magma? You know?
Liquid hot magma.
Yeah.
Baranor, you got a natural 20, so your
Yeah,
super
it's
exciting result is that where you choose to mine, it's slightly colder.
You get a cool breeze.
Nope, not even a breeze. Not even that interesting. It's literally just a slightly cold temperature. That's it. Got a 14, which is you unfortunately received minor scratches from the rough granite surface that you were scaling. You take 1 point of slashing damage. And I think that's everybody except for Axton. And I'll have him roll too. What the hey? Uh-oh. I'm trying to do too many things at once, and roll 20 doesn't like it. I should slow down. What did he get? He got an 11. 11 is not super cool either. He damaged his pickaxe. Oh.
Woo.
So, as I said, let me see here, hold on. Give me 1 second, sorry. Ooh. Okay. So, as I said, the ground is very uneven, uninviting, and it's dark everywhere. So, this may explain why you guys were having such, uneven results. So what would you say you guys are going to do about the fact that you guys can't hardly see down here? Those of you with dark vision obviously can see. But those of you who do not, so the humans and
With the Dragonborn.
Yeah, the Dragonborn, there's no way for you guys to see. So what do we think, guys, on how to alleviate? Let's alleviate that first.
Do you have enough to be able to cast the light cantrip, on one of the multitude of rocks laying around here?
That I can do.
One would hope, right?
Yeah.
That's
Give us a
pretty
couple.
I don't think that requires. Is that a cantrip? Can't remember. Or is it the first level?
Yep, it's a cantrip.
Just a cantrip.
Oh, right on.
so we can make some glowy rocks to help us see our way around.
So it's
Sure.
like dancing lights.
Well, as you light up this area with the light spell, you find several scratches down here that they don't exactly look tool made.
Oh, no.
You just don't see anything. But they're pretty deep scratches. They don't look like violent, per se. They almost look like something was climbing. Something was scratching around. And alas, you guys have sort of been in this situation before. It's not unknown to you that weird things lurk in the deep
Dark
parts of the world.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it's a giant mechanical fox. Flies at you from the darkness.
Does it look? Does it look like any type of animal markings that Baranor has maybe seen before?
Well, why don't you make a nature check?
At least similar.
Right.
Okay, nature check.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Baranor, these don't look like anything you've ever seen before.
How do I go
They're
from a nat 20 to a nat 1?
They're very deep gouges. And you will notice with the added light, there are strange tunnels that kind of dot this area.
Oh no.
They go into the floor, they go into the walls.
Out flippity standing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's everybody stay on high alert, then.
You toil away, knocking pieces of rock free of the walls. I'm gonna say at this point, rather hopelessly, you're not even sure how you'd get, large boulders out of here. And I'm gonna say that you collectively, you all do get the feeling that you're not here to mine granite. Doesn't seem practical to mine in these conditions. You don't have like rope ladders or pulley systems to carry away ballast. You're just hitting rocks and knocking rocks loose.
We're here to get killed off.
I mean, they obviously, when they dropped you off, they gave you the same line of, if you find something interesting, make sure you tell somebody. Maybe you can get the rest of the day off or something like that, or you keep it or things, but it seems very, and it also seemed like they were really quick to like get away, and you hear them muttering away, the guards muttering as you walk away from them, and they walk away from you like, all right, we got 3 more groups, we got to get out and assigned. And it just seems like the guards on the whole they seem very rushed and hurried, and they're very shouty and barky at you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So great. Wonderful.
We're all here to die.
Sacrificial lamb.
What now? All right. Well, let's go to happier news. How much gold did and I find?
Well, let's see. Did y'all roll your 2d12s?
We did.
That was my 14.
Oh, that was your 14? Oh.
1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 14. I told you got minor scratches. That's a lie. That's not what happened. You found gold. You found 14 gold worth of gold. And Kravish, what did you get? You got a 21? Yeah, you found a lot. Now, by a lot, I don't mean like a floor-to-ceiling vein, but it's very pure, the gold ore that you uncovered, and your tools were able to excavate it. You were able to sort of isolate it to the point where you could probably fill your pockets. It'd kind of be tugging down on your pantaloons, but you could fit the ore that's worth 21 gold into your pockets, no problem. Koza.
Yes.
My man Koza.
My man.
You kind of are recovering on your back, or at least you're just sort of reeling from your fall. The others have since joined you at the bottom of this cavern. It's really, really rocky down here. You kind of have to like straddle between two stones to kind of get good footing as you sink your pickaxe into the wall. And that's when you hear behind you kind of pebbles being, skittering down the wall and resting on the rock face behind you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not until you feel a warmth on your back of your neck that you slowly turn around and you can hear a slimy kind of a slimy kind of slither sound. And you turn around to find immense jaws widen and show a second set of jaws behind them and a third set of jaws that open up. And you notice a faceless ring of teeth mounted to the front of a large serpentine-like creature with no eyes or nose. It uncoils from around the top of a tall stalactite hanging low to reveal a huge, lizard-like, worm-faced creature. And it snatches you in its jaws. I need you to make a dexterity saving.
Ew, I know what this is. That's super gross.
I don't like this at all.
I don't like it. You said a dexterity save?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on. Why do I suck at dexterity saves?
Ugh.
Ew, grody.
What you got with a dex save? Nope. All right, you are entangled as this creature just kind of sinks its jaws into your flesh and lifts Koza about 20 feet into the air, into the ceiling where these stalactites hang, and this brown, slimy-like creature kind of is coiled and disappears into. I'm going to move everybody to the map.
Great. Super.
And
so
if you'd all give me 1 second, and then we'll have everybody roll some initiative.
Yay.
There we go. All right. Everybody always has trouble with putting their minis on, so I'm just going to start doing it. There's Baranor.
Yay.
And for good measure, there's Maven.
I don't see the turn order yet, so hold off on
No, don't do initiative just yet. You're over there.
You tell us to.
Yeah. Yuno always has trouble. Yuno's over here. Yep. Okay. This area right here, there's nothing cool inscribed on the ground, but everywhere is difficult terrain. Koza, you are in its jaws. So let's get you the proper size. Nope, not that big. That would be cool. I think Yuno could make you that big, but you're way up here in its mouth.
Cool terrain, stop, Maven.
What's that?
If I use the dash action, no.
Okay.
Gravish, you're in here too.
Run on walls and shit.
I could just run up the wall.
Yuno and I are in the same area.
Yeah, no, you're over here. You kind of descended near Maven, but this place was so big and wide that you sort of spread out a little bit. You do see these holes. This right here, anywhere you see one of these holes, that 5-foot space is empty and bottomless, as far as you can tell. Just so you know. All right. Do we have everybody? It's a big map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Axton.
I thought I put him on there. Yeah, he's right here.
2 o'clock. Okay.
Yep, he's right there. Okay. All right. Let me get the turn order out. I'm going to clear it because it's from last session. Okay. Feel free to roll initiative as it's a battle music play.
Roll them.
Oh, do I keep rolling sub 10 constantly for initiative? This is ridiculous. Shenanigans.
Okay. That's not that fun. I like this music, this aberration fight. It's not exactly an aberration, it's a big wormy creature, but this'll do.
Oh, come on.
Because you are the living embodiment of Charlie Brown's I Got a Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe you guys didn't make that joke that last session.
I got
we did make
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
believe.
yes, multiple times.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I've just forgot. Okay. This guy gets a toin.
In case anybody asks and they see an aura around me, that's my 10 feet of blind sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
Then we
I
gotta
need to get
change your size to. I think that's okay.
That's
You're
more
not that teeny
appropriate,
tiny. I'll add a turn for There you go, bud. I'll add a turn for Axton. Maven, you are free to use those brass knuckles. It's just added damage, and you don't have to. There's no special roll. It's just if you hit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Everybody else, be mindful of what weapons you have if you need to use weapons. I know that we've all been pretty good about not using actual inventory. Let me roll for initiative. What'd you say, bud?
I said, all I got's harsh language.
Yeah.
Well, you have a pickaxe or something.
Yeah, everyone's got like a simple weapon. There we go. Wow. Axton just rolled really good. Okay, if that's everyone, I think it is. Descending. Okay. It is the beast's turn. He is going to try to eat Koza. He's going to crunch down on you with his...
Do I have a save for that, or...?
Well, we'll see. He's going to crunch down on your body. He's already got you grappled, so it's an auto hit. And I need you to make a strength saving throw as you can feel his multi-layered jaws trying to cram you down his throat, and you're like struggling to get away.
Come on.
Wow. You take a whopping 6 points of piercing damage.
Oh my gosh.
And you take all of it.
So much for rolling high this session.
So, you are now, fortunately, you are being eaten feet first, so you're not going to suffocate, but you're halfway down his throat. Just your top half is sticking out of his mouth. He is then going to, and now mind you, you're not seeing any legs, but he's got these clawed, spindly legs that like line his body like a millipede.
Okay, graboid.
He's gonna let go of like 50 of these legs and crane down and skitter towards Maven. Oh, hold on.
Great.
And this guy. Hold on, I guess I gotta pull you down one by one. Towards Maven with Koza in his mouth. And he's gonna swipe at Maven with 2 of these legs, but he only gets 2. First one's not very good. It's natural 3. Second one's a natural 7, so an 11. Or, excuse me, a 17. Does a 17 hit you?
Does not.
Does not. All right, he misses you with both. That ends his turn. Baranor, you're next.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the beastie.
Okay.
And then we'll chuck a soul knife at him.
Okay.
God damn it.
Wow.
No,
A 9 does not hit the huge worm.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, it's Hunter's Marked at least.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna stay right there and, like, smack my head on the wall or something.
I almost am tempted to make you hit Koza with that shot.
Oh,
but
no.
I'm feeling benevolent today, so I'm not going to. However, it is Axton's turn. Axton is going to pick up... He's going to break off a small stalagmite. I'm sorry, what was that?
You forgot me.
I forgot you. Where are you?
Next,
I go past you.
16.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong part of the damn turn order. Baranor,
He is
then
really-
Kravish. It
he
lets
is
you scroll
really
down
small.
and it lets you skip ahead. So
Why is it mini Kravish?
Because I have to maintain
Oh,
the
my
right
God.
size for his aura.
Oh my god.
I don't know why they don't let you like customize how big the thing is, but it's like the aura has to be a certain amount of feet away from like the center square, and if your character is bigger, it just goes by the edges of your mini. So if I make you big, because I want there to, because Kravish is tall, he's taller than 5 feet, doesn't take up a 5-foot square. Anyway, doesn't matter. Kravish, what you doing?
I mean, all of us are over 5 feet, I think.
All right, so how are we feeling as far as magically compared to last time? Can I get a first level spell off?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
As a matter of fact, you guys feel a lot more arcanely charged than you did higher up the mine.
Okay. So I am going to move up. Well, it's difficult terrain, so I can only move 3 squares. So 5, 10.
Corey, are you talking to us or are you muttering to yourself? Because I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
All right. So I moved up a little bit there, and I am going to go ahead and cast Bless on Koza, Maven, and myself.
Koza, Maven, and myself. Okay. Let me distribute that. I need like 100-inch monitor, man. I tell you what.
Those big giant curved ones.
Yeah, just... I wish there was a way to hook up a TV, but it's like the resolution is higher. It's just not how it works, unfortunately.
I'll take your word for it.
But that's okay. Bless, 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 bless. There's bless. You get a bless, and you get a bless. And Koza gets a bless. You're blessed, Koza. Congratulations. Okay.
All right. And then for my bonus action, I am going to yell up to Koza, just tell him, you got this, you big galoot. You're tougher than he is, and you know it. And I'm going to give him a bardic inspiration.
Ooh.
Inspire.
His head is not being swallowed, so he heard you. It's the best I can give you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's do a few rounds with this thing. Next up is Axton. He is going to move. I can get everything out of my way. Oh my god. Let's see, how far can he make it? How far indeed? He cannot quite reach it. That sucks. But he's going to, where he is, there's a bunch of like stalagmites reaching up, and he's going to grab 2 of them, and he's going to break them free as best he can. One of them's real tall and skinny. He's going to hurl it from over here like a javelin. And he's going to do that twice. He's going to throw both of those objects. Let's see. A 19 does hit. He's going to do it again for 8 piercing. He's going to hit it. And no, his second one misses because it's dark and he missed. And he's far away. What the hey? He's going to use his action surge. He's going to find 2 huge boulders. And he's going to... Let's see. I don't have a thing for that. So we'll just do this. He's going to throw 2 rocks as hard as he can. The first rock is a 23. That hits. The second one, what the heck? Throws it right at his head. A 26. Holy crap. That's really good. Got a modifier because he's got improvised weapons proficiency. So we'll do 1, 8, and 12. All right. Damn. Axel just threw a whole bunch of rocks at this thing. Okay. And 3 of them impacted. You hear this. But that ends his turn. It is Maven's go, followed by Yuno.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna... Oops, that's... So did we move up here, or is it like right on me? I'm not sure.
It's 4x4.
Okay, so right there. I'm on it. Okay.
It's garbage.
Love that. Super awesome. I'm just gonna start beating it up.
Beat it up.
D4 to your attack roll because you're blessed.
Yep.
Thank you, my dear. I shall.
You're welcome, boo.
Thanks, babe. I was on the wrong screen for my thing. There we go. Oh, I rolled a natural 1. So exciting. No way! I rolled.
We've all been rolling ones today.
2 natural ones in a row. In a row. 2 in a row. Now, I'm super pissed off I can't hit the giant gargantuan thing in front of me. And I'm gonna spend a key point and try to hit it again.
Okay.
And now I get the natural 20. Okay.
Yay.
Love that.
Yay!
I only had to roll, 2. Fucking Jesus Christ.
So that means you get to roll a D4 and double it.
Okay.
For your brass knuckles.
Okay, roll the D4. 2, so 4 plus... Ooh, 6, so 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21. Wow, brain stopped working.
21 points of damage. Cool.
Then 23. Does 27 hit?
It does. Yes, it does.
And then 7 more points of damage. And then 7 points of damage. So
all right. Is that 2 attacks?
Oh, I forgot to add my thing. My D4. Well, that's just 1 extra. So it'll be 28 words.
Okay.
8. 9. I need another cup of coffee.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
So that was 2. That was 2 unarmed strikes from you, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna hate me. I need you to make a strength save.
Oh my god.
Actually, I need you to make 2.
2 strength saves.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 for each hand.
At least I'm proficient in them. That doesn't help though. I'm gonna 8.
You can do D4 to those saves as well.
Just beat a 13.
One's a 9.
Okay.
And the other one is a 23.
Did you add your D4 to that 9?
I did. I rolled an 8 and got a 1. Yeah.
Well, this thing is very slimy and sticky, and one of your arms is stuck.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I say it's the one without the brass knuckles on it?
Sure. Yeah, but it's stuck good.
I hate this place.
All right.
I hate it. I hate everything. I hate this place. I want to go home.
You have one hand is free. I don't know if you wanted to do anything else, but you've got one hand free.
Yeah, that was my... Movement is my only thing I have left, so that'll be my turn.
All right. You are next.
I'm just going to cast Firebolt. Nice and simple.
Yep.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
13 points of fire damage.
You mean 26? Because this thing just, gets set on fire. And it is holding Koza in its mouth, and Maven, you are stuck to it, and it is on fire. It instantly reels and screeches. 26 on one hit with fire is enough that it spits Koza out onto the floor.
Yeah,
it is wiggling and screaming.
That'll be it for me.
All right, Koza, it is your turn.
Okay. Question for the DM.
The DM is listening.
The magic buttons that I got.
Uh-huh.
How long would it take to use one? Could I use one as a bonus action?
Yeah, you could throw it as a bonus action, sure.
Okay. Do I have to wherever I throw it, is that where the magic works, or is there a radius?
You don't know yet. That's for you to find out and for me to make up on the spot.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
And for us to suffer.
Yeah. We can hear you. Can you not hear us?
Oh, sorry. You all cut out for a minute.
Oh, I was going to say that you don't know what the radius is yet.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to just throw it at my feet so that at least it works where I am.
Okay. All right. You throw a button down, and you all see this, purplish blue flash of light that sort of hangs in the air like a haze around Koza.
And then we will say... Well, I was going to cast Enlarge Reduce on myself while I was in the thing's mouth, but I guess if I summon a spiritual weapon, will it stay up?
What level is it?
Or will it go... It's a level 2 spell.
Level 2? You feel magically strong enough to sustain a spell like that down here, sure.
Then I will... And summon a... Oh, wait, that's Summon Beast.
Do you need me to do that?
No. Wait, I can't do that. It's 2 bonus actions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, just a bonus action.
It's true.
Yeah, I can't use 2 bonus actions.
Why you gotta be so honest? I was about ready to do it. Taught you too well.
Could I... I can't cast a 4th level spell, can I?
You can certainly try. Is it on yourself?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Well, what do you want to cast?
I am going to polymorph.
Into a what?
Into... We'll say into a T-Rex.
Into a T-Rex? You all watch as Koza, he squints real hard like pushing out a Duke. And he squints and he grits his teeth. Then he looks around. And after a second of nothing happening, his skin explodes outward and morphs into a large 2-legged sauropod. Yeah. You are now a T-Rex.
All right.
Happy T-Rex noises.
Yeah.
We love a T-Rex.
Let me see if you work while I try something. I might be able to turn you into a T-Rex. on the board anyway.
I think you have
I think I do too.
a green T-Rex, or you can just use a regular T-Rex.
Yeah, just
Since
let
it's
me
technically not a wild shape.
let me do some stuff here behind the scenes while you figure out what you want to do. Move yourself around.
I think that's it, because I can't attack him on this turn.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to move? Are you close to him? Yeah, I guess you would be. You're at his feet.
I'm 5 feet away from him.
Yeah. I think it's on my work computer, all the T-Rexes. Yeah. Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
wait. No. I got it right here. I got it. I got it. I think I might have to reload you, though. So remember your initiative. Let me get back to where I was, because it's the worm's turn. The worm is going to attack both Maven and Koza while I'm screwing around here. The one against Maven is a 26, and the bite against Koza is a 27.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Did that stay as your regular Koza, or did you change? I'm trying to see. I don't think it changed. Okay, that's okay. What's your initiative?
3.
Okay. Koza, the T-Rex. How big is the T-Rex? Is it huge or is it large?
It is huge.
It's huge? Freaking
Yes.
A. All right, there you go. Bam. Let's turn you around,
Yo,
shall we?
bam.
Love it so much.
Yeah. Big old T-Rex.
So big.
Okay. Those both hit you guys, I'm sure.
Yes.
Let me roll some
Crazy.
damage. All right, Maven, it's going to strike at you for 15 points of piercing damage. I need a strength check from you again, even though one of your fists are stuck to it.
Strength
I
check.
got some good news though. If you fail this strength, you will no longer be stuck to it with your hand.
Super. Love
Strength
that.
check or strength save?
Strength
That is a good
save.
question.
Strength save. And Koza, its little arm thingies, its little millipede legs slash at you and do 13 points of slashing damage.
21.
21, yeah, you're good. It goes to clasp its jaws around you, and it completely snaps its jaws as you dart out of the way, just barely catching you with its large pinchers and ripping some flesh away. For its bonus action, it's going to burrow in the ground and disappear and pop up over here.
Ow.
So, who's over there?
Me. I'm attached to it still, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
You know what? Oh no. No one's over there, so it's not going to do that. It's going to go right here where it can just get at Karish. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. I have no doubt you'll be fine. Famous last words. We'll see if it takes you with it, or if it burrowing into the ground and you slamming into the ground next to it is enough to dislodge you.
26.
26, yeah. You're able to kind of yank yourself free, flip out of the way, and land on your feet, but I'm going to say that you move into the space that it once was, which is here. That's all.
Okay.
It pops out the other side. It's going to end its turn. And next turn will be Baranor, but we're going to end the session right there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay? So we'll keep everybody on the battlefield, keep your hit points where they're at, and we will continue this encounter at the start of next session.
All right.
Yeah. Worm at the bottom of a cave. Who doesn't love that?
Steph's over here going, wee.
Listen,
no.
I can't accommodate Steph's like fear of bugs and worms every time.
So, worms
It's
is
fine.
not an
It's
issue.
fine.
Yeah.
It has more than if it's the legs. It's the creepy crawly legs. Earthworms are fine.
Well, it has those too. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's basically a huge millipede.
That is
With giant
awful
teeth.
in so many ways.
that is the issue. That's
A
not a worm.
huge-
Then.
Well, it's very wormy.
Fine.
It's very smooth skinned
Worm-like.
and slimy and viscous, and it's apparently flammable.
And flammable.
Steph does not like anything more than
I will
four
say
legs.
that you guys noticed when it popped out of its dirt hole, its tunnel, it was no longer on fire. It may have
Okay.
extinguished itself in its departure.
Here's
But,
food for thought. Here's
So
food.
we can just set it on fire again.
Yep, let's do that.
Here's some food for thought for you though. Centaurs have 6 limbs. Are they insects?
No, you know that's not how
No.
this works, Thomas. Let's not get into this debate. Go to sleep.
It's time for you to go to bed, Grandpa.
Centaurs.
Centaurs have 6 limbs.
What about
Do they
what about
count
a
as
centaur
insects?
that's half horse, half bee? Then it would it be an
That's
insect?
awful.
That would make it a
Gross.
spider.
Yeah.
That would be an arachnid. Yes.
All right. Well, we
So
are all
gross.
looking at September 7th as our next session. Do we have any hard outs for that one? You're going to miss that one?
Yep.
I will be
Drill-
missing that as well.
That's right. I do remember Kenny saying. All right. So Yuno and Baranor are like the next
and
turn.
Axton. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yeah, Baranor for sure. So why don't you just shoot me a message on what you want Baranor to do next game as far as definitely this combat, and then I can kind of talk you through what's going to happen after that. Give me your insight. And same for
Blades.
Kenny.
All right.
But the rest of you, I will see you on the 7th of September.
You will
And
indeed.
we'll see where the rest of this goes. All right.
All right.
All right. Good game, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.